just some London brothers with a Cockney sound.
That might have brought you around from the horse and hound. You know who we are,
mate.
We're just some Cockney mothers from the
To the party, in there, do you know what I mean? Like, if people don't realise, yeah, the name's Dave the Spade. Like, sometimes they just call me Dave for short. Do you know what I mean? I'm not really short. I'm kind of tall, but you know, I do things here and there. Like, I get down with stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like ducking and diving, wheeling and dealing. How you lot doing out there? You good? Yeah. Mice will be here soon. Do you know what I mean? I was just taking over for a bit. You know what I mean? He walked past the building, so I was like, "Where are you off to, mate?" He said, "Shop." So I was like, "Oh, I'll just sneak in here." Do you know what I mean? People always mistake us for each other. I was like, so yeah, Dan knows. He's all right. He's all right. What's going on? How you doing out there, mother lovers? Yeah, back again for another podcast where we go in on some shit you might not never know nothing about. You know what I mean? It feels good here, man. You know what I mean? We get to talk about whatever the fuck we like.
Yeah.
Whether it makes sense or not to people, it's up for them to decide. You know what I mean? But shout out to the people in the building already. Peter Lewis Kisser. What's going on, mother lovers? Your ma back. What's going on, mother lover? Good vibes, of course. Shout out to Chris Lahat. Yeah. Big up, man. On the MMA wrap-up. That's Keith Price. I think that's Keith Price, isn't it? Shout out to Brandon D. I'm here, man. I'm here. You know what I mean? We just get everyone in, you know? Like, there's no point in us just jumping in and then...
No.
I'll give you a story about jumping in when there's no one there. Just trying to do your way. It's funny shit, man. I might have spoke about it already with Kung Fu. Like, you know, Kung Fu, yeah? This was a legendary event that we used to do. Shout out to Bluefoot in the building. Shout out to Brandon D. Yeah? Kung Fu now. And these were the early days, you know what I mean? Like Harry Love, he's the one who brought me into Kung Fu. Right, Leo and Charlie were the promoters. And this was like, I think it was like 2000, I think. But it's like, yeah, they want to do an event, they want to do a hip hop night, you know what I mean? Kind of represent the hip hop and UK hip hop especially. And get the DJs in. They had Sarah Love, they had Kevlar already. Kevlar was more like, he'd play like the jungle stuff and that. So they wanted it to be a hip hop and jungle night sort of thing. And then Sarah was like, yeah, you should get Harry. Harry was like, yeah, you should get Mice. You know what I mean? Have a host and all that. And, you know, like, so they were like, yeah, cool. I think they weren't really sure because they never heard of me or nothing. Obviously, I wasn't known or anything like that. But they knew Harry was already doing work with, you know, he'd already worked with the Scratch Perverts and all that in it. So, you know, he had a name in that. And so they put on the night, the first night it was in WKD. And it, you know what I mean? There was hardly anyone there. Like, there weren't that many people there. So when you're hosting, you know, this is where it links into this, is when you're hosting and there's hardly anyone there, you feel like you're not talking to anyone. You feel like people aren't really listening to me. They're all like, people are by the bar just like trying to order their drink, or someone's, I don't even think that many people had phones then, but they're trying to look like they're doing something. People like in their handbag or whatever, you know. They're not dancing or nothing. They're not really looking like they're getting into the music crazy where you can be like, yo, say ho, anything like that. Yeah. And so I think that might have happened the first night, maybe the second night as well that we did, but that was when I know they were like, well, what's the point in us having a host and paying for a host? Or what does he do? You know? Yeah, it was tricky, boy. But yeah, I think by the third night,
you earned your keep.
Bam, we started, you know, people started coming in and then they were like, oh, okay,
this is why we have a cat. Yeah.
Yeah, for real. It might have been about 2000. Brandon's right, bro. But yeah, that's the funny thing about that. So that's what we do. Play a bit of, you know, get some videos going, get you lot in, get warmed up, make sure you got your, whatever you're blazing. You know what I mean? What you lot blazing out there? What's going on? You know, let us know. Because, you know,
tell us something we might not never know nothing about.
Exactly.
Yourself.
What you lot got in the pot? So yeah, man. What's the week been like? We've had a bit of a mad week, innit? Jesus.
Yeah.
Can't believe it. Conor McGregor, man. I'm not going to lie, man. I tried to unplug from the craziness that's going on, especially when you start finding out, like, oh, this video isn't from the other day. This is from 3 years ago. Or this it's like, all right, let's just stay out of it, you know what I mean? Shout out to Black Einstein in the building. What's going on, bruh? Evening all. Yeah, man. So for me, yeah, obviously into MMA and all that. And some crazy shit happened to him. You know, it was a bit messed up. So it kind of got the whole community talking crazy about what's, obviously.
What was it?
He snapped his ankle, like just above his ankle, his shin, kind of his fibula, tibula.
What, in a fight or?
Yeah, in a fight.
Remember when I nearly threw up when we was watching?
Hell yeah! That drop nearly threw up, boy. Yo, I forgot about that, man. Yeah, what was that? That was an armbar.
I was watching someone get
an armbar in there, arm snap. Yeah, and I was like, right, you see that? Dude, I looked at these like, yo, he's turned green, bro. I was like, he's about to get a whole cup in there. It's like, no, I'm about to puke up a bowl cup in there. So that happened to him, man. But I'll tell you what, the crazy shit about this, and this is why these guys, it's part of why I love the sport, because these guys are nutters. They're, to do what they do out there, there's one thing if you're training, a martial art like, say, karate or, and unless you're doing it to actually compete, that's a different level. But these guys, man, even their training, even just like sparring, you hurt something. There's something's gonna happen to you. There's no one that's ever like 100% healthy when they walk into that cage.
Yeah.
There's always some niggle, you just trained the other day, you just maybe kicked something and, someone's like knee or anything, man, and stuff like that can happen. And so for him, what happened was, he ended up kicking, I guess he kicked the guy's elbow, and they're saying that's what probably provoked some kind of injury that he'd already had. And then, it just cracked. But, what I was going to say is, so my man's got his foot dangling, and then he's on the floor shouting at the guy that, he was fighting, because obviously they had to end the fight and whatnot, and gave him, the other guy won, Dustin Poirier won, because obviously he was winning that most of the round, and then that happened. So they stopped it. This guy's walking away. I think that he's shouting something to him as well. But my man's on the floor with his leg hanging off, shouting at him, your wife's coming to the after party. She's coming to the like he went full like proper traveller mode. Like his accent just went hardcore. I think it's Crumlin or something like that, somewhere in Dublin where they but he just went a switch like rah, and he was pissed. He was pissed, but his leg is hanging up. Beast. He's not there crying or nothing. My man's just there screaming at the dude like, yo, we're going to do this again. We're going to do this again. I was like, these lot are nutters, man. Yeah, that's it. Steven's right. Barbara goes, he's lying on the floor, bruv, with his leg hanging. Like, it's there. Obviously not just hanging, but it's broken. Like, you're going a bit green, do you?
It's the green screen.
And then he's making sure.
Can we move on?
Right?
Yeah,
but check this. He's lying on the floor, and then he's pissed off that it happened, and then he's screaming at the I think he's at the ref and going, no way, doctor stoppage, stop. He's going, doctor stoppage. Like,
well, as in like just give me 5 seconds, 10 seconds.
As in, he didn't beat me. He's trying to say, I think he thought that if it's a doctor stoppage, then Dustin won't win the fight. They'll just say that it was a no contest. Yeah.
Just bandage me up. Just bandage me up. This fight's not over yet. Strap some bits of wood to the side of my foot.
Yo, that shit was hilarious, man. Like, he's a beast. Stephen, man, that was on point. Yeah, it was brutal, man. It was brutal, but boy, you know, I don't know. It's like it did feel like, you know, Dustin did say, he said that's karma. He's like, you know, karma's a mirror, and it was like the things that were being said and things that were happening. You know, it was all like right, and then it mirrored. You know, he actually said before that he goes, this guy's going to leave on a stretcher, and then he ended up leaving on a stretcher.
Interesting. That old gypsy magic sometimes
maybe.
backfires.
Yeah, this, for real, man. Mother's there with the and he's going, this is not over. He's going, this is not over. This is like, he's like that, yo. He's a nutter, man. He's a nutter. My man, he's nuts. He's nuts. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I see.
Who's just walked in? Locke's just walked in the room.
Are we saying Locke? DJ Locke in the building. What's going on?
Walk with Red.
Yo, we might have. There might be. Yeah, there's another gig possibly coming up.
Oh, is there?
Well, yeah, it might be out in Bristol. All my Bristol crew might be out there soon, you know. So.
Do you want to quickly do gigs, or you want to?
Yeah, where we? Oh yeah. People should know. If they don't know, we just quickly let you know. August the what is it? The 8th, isn't it?
August 8th.
August the 8th, we're going to be at Metro Fest. You can see the lineup there. Look at that, Black Street. Ooh, I like the way you work it. No diggity. Then we got Eve, Fat Joe, Lean Back. Ooh, Maya, Bobby V, John B. I'm going to be in the background doing, you know what I mean, my R&B moves. I got some smooth R&B moves. You don't know. I got a little glittery shoes and that.
It's true, yeah.
Yeah. Tony Touch going to be out there. Fat Man Scoop. Yeah. And then you see there, Flavor of the Month. Shout out to my brother 279. DJ 279, I've got to shout him for sure, man. We've got to have a chat with him, catch up, because it's been a minute. You know what I mean? Choice FM's finest. Don't ever forget. He put us on the spot. Yeah, I'll have to chat to him about that with people. 279 put us on the spot. Me and Jargon, we did his round table. This is like back in the day, maybe, yeah, it's got to be like 2000, 2001 or something like that. And it was that thing of like, a lot of people were still using the American accent thing when they were rapping. And, you know, it wasn't like I was heavily against that. I just found it a bit strange for me. It was like, you know what I mean? Like I say, you know, like, yo, man, you know, I'll go with the flow, man. Oh, and I'll kick you like a Coke. Mum, can you make sure the beans aren't cold, please? Because, you know what I mean? It's just like, it felt weird to do all that. So
yeah. I knew someone who was a wrestler once, and his name was Road Warrior. And wanted everyone to call him Road Warrior. It's a bit.
That sounds like a roadman name, boy. Yeah, Road
so,
Warrior.
Like, eventually, your mum's gonna go, Road Warrior, your tea's ready. You know, up the stairs because you're only 18.
Yeah. It's kind of weird, man.
Yeah. So you was doing the UK stuff.
Yeah. So for me, that's what I felt like made more sense to do was use my own voice. And obviously, like when I was really young, I'd heard, you know, all the people like Gunshot and Hijack and Demon Boys, and then later on, I'd heard MCD, and MCD was from around the way. He's like from West, so I was hearing a voice that I was more used to hearing, and he just sounded like he was, you know, how he'd talk. Yeah. And that for me was like, yeah, that's exactly it. And then so it just I felt like it just took a while to kind of develop that. And even as I started coming out with music, you know, like my early stuff, I still feel like, oh, we got a call. Who's that, man? Yeah.
We got a call come through.
Big Keezy.
Yo,
special guest. What's going on? Can you hear us now, yeah?
Huh?
You can hear us, yeah.
I hear you live and direct.
Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I forgot to get the claps, man.
Oh, we
Not
used to
like
just do it
that.
ourselves.
I don't mean like that. Yeah, I don't mean like that. Get the claps. Not everybody wants to get the claps these days, let alone the Rona or anything like that. But yeah, we give him, you know what I mean, a round of applause. That's it. What's going on? Big Cakes in the building. How you feeling, bruv?
Good, my brother. Let me try and get under the street light, although it's kind of.
Yeah.
Let me
He's
try and do
out
it.
there.
You know, face main strip and get under the street light for you guys. Yeah, so they can see my handsome face. You know, so they
Yeah.
don't mistake the face.
See,
Hey, my bro,
I was gonna,
good, though.
I was gonna text you and let you know, like, yeah, the time is cometh.
Nah, don't worry. I was on point like that. Yeah.
Hold on.
Shout to
Yeah.
O Technology in the building. Yes. Easy. Woody in the place. What's going on, bruv? You got Bluefoot. Yeah, man. I got to shout you lot. Of course. Always in the place. Speaking of, yeah, you know what? I was just talking about DJ 279. And
Numbers.
yeah, numbers. Because he was the guy that brought me and Jargon up there. And Breeze was up there as well. And there was a couple guys from out the Ville, I think. Yeah, I think Lee Ramsey was there and Scorsese.
Wait, what are we talking about?
This is 279 Flavor.
Okay, Flavor.
Yeah. You know, like his radio show.
I just thought you meant like an event or something else. Yeah, just
No. It's his radio show, and it was called the Round Table. And people, they never heard of us in it or nothing, but because we went there and we were keeping it like English, like we just sounded like us when we were rapping. We weren't like yo blast through, pass through, it was all that stuff. Yeah. And because there's a few cats that were doing that. There's a few people that there. I think even Davy J was there, and I can't remember everyone's name, but there was a few people that were on that kind of thing. But then that kind of numbers were saying like, yeah, that switched up what was going on. And then Trevor, who was like the Out the Ville's manager, and he looked after a few people out in Nottingham, like managing wise. Yeah, he was saying that. He was like, yo, the tape of you lot with, everyone on 279 on that show, that switch up everything. I played that to everyone. I was like, rah, we didn't realize, man. Right, it was just no. Like you're one guy from back in the day. It's the same thing. I heard you, and I could tell, like, right, he's keeping it himself. He's not.
Right from day, bro.
Yeah.
I rap like talk, fam. You feel me? I don't kind of go off pitch. So I spit like how I speak. So obviously I've got a flow with the beat, and I might adapt or whatever.
Yeah.
But on my first album, I said I want the whole world to hear me. So when I lay my vocals down, I lay my vocals down clearly. I'm local. Probably stay near me. So it's like I want my mum, your mum, the aunties, the man in Australia, even the man that don't understand our slang, to hear it and then like say, okay, cool, what does that mean? You know what I mean? So, and I got a numbers story as well. Still, funny enough, it's not as glamorous as yours, my guy. But kind of numbers is round table back in the day.
Yeah.
This is look, listen, I was a youth and no disrespect to numbers or nothing like that, but it did happen. I remember because I used to be in a group called Zone 2, and me and one of my brethren kind of went off and done our own thing because we were kind of like the most prominent rappers. So it was like Cakes and Fiasco, you get me? But I remember Fee had some of the craziest tunes at the time. I could spit some Fiasco bars right now. They're impeccable. They'll never go off. You get me? Even though life takes over and we're on different courses right now. However, Fee got invited onto Numbers' show, and he was spitting. And just as I'm stood next to him. It's Cakes and Fee, innit? It's like you and your brothers, I'm with him next to the thing. Do you know what I mean? But I didn't realize Numbers obviously had a format and a way he wanted his show to go. I was too young to understand all this. So the minute Fee stopped spitting his bar, it was like Fee knew I was going to do that. Do you know what I mean? He knew that was part of the whole thing. Do you know what I mean? So the minute he stopped spitting his bar, I jumped on, started spitting my bar. And then obviously after the whole thing, Numbers is like, had a literal like telling off moment, like, but obviously I was a rude boy era, so it was like, look, fam, like, nothing cheeky, like nothing like that. Like he didn't get nothing disrespectful, but it was like, come on, bro, like man just spat a bar and it was dope, and the people felt it. So what's the biggie? But I think I think it was like, nah, you weren't invited on the round table.
Oh.
It was, but I don't think he realized the whole. But back in the day, there's no way. It's like Havoc and Prodigy. It's like inviting Havoc onto the round, and Prodigy's come along, yeah, literally, and you're having a go that Prodigy spat. Maybe because
that's not right. It doesn't work like that. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know, it don't. So yeah, but yeah, man. What are you saying, my bro?
Yeah, man. So if people don't know, this is Big Cakes right here. You know what I mean? The Origami Army. I love that shit, man.
That is, my bro. That's construction with paper, man.
So what? Yeah, break that down, man, because I see that a lot, and I always wonder if people get what you're talking about when you're saying Origami Army.
Because I want people to understand that a lot of the stuff that you're hearing now, if you went back and listened to a lot of our old stuff, I won't act like I was on my own and like I was an island or whatever, but certain rappers like myself, OG levels, have been spitting certain realnesses from there. Get me?
Yeah,
if anyone
for sure.
Yeah, you know that obviously in the founding, shout out all my People's Army lot, but in the early eras of that, I was one of like prominent founders of, you know what I mean, people who were helping like shape that and build that up, you get me? But my thing was, I know myself as a person, innit? Do you get me? And I know what I'm about and where I'm from and what I understand this dunya to be about, you get me? So while I was expressing and growing through the whole People's Army thing, I didn't want to lose myself in the sense that I didn't know what time it was, and the man them know what I mean by that. Do you know what I mean? So it was like money doesn't mean nothing. It doesn't, but we can do a lot with our money. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if anyone knows what origami is, that's common knowledge. Origami is folding paper. Obviously, money is paper on the roads. Get me? So, and when you fold paper and you make a rose or whatever in origami, you're being constructive with the paper. So with my eyes, I'm being constructive with my paper. You get me? When I say, look, don't, because from earlier I was saying, like, ain't it funny how blacks own the diamonds and whites came and got the diamonds and shot the diamonds back to the blacks who now rock the diamonds and get props because we show off the diamonds. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. All right, slow it down. I'm not saying ball out and don't. I'm not saying don't ball out and don't live your life. But how about we invest in our communities? And it's not just our communities over here. I'm talking to like African leaders and African rich people and stuff. How come you can drive a Bentley? I'm Nigerian. I know what shit really is to a certain extent on the ground level. Do you know what I mean? In my parts of Africa, how come people can drive Bentleys on shit roads? And this has been since when I was a kid. You feel me? How come 90%? How come the land is so rich, but 90%? Do you know what I mean? So the whole how I'm constructive with my paper, how I'm constructive with my knowledge. It's one thing to go and buy some Balenciagas for £1,000 for a pair of shoes and step in some shit, but not be able to invest in some whatever that's going on. And do you know what I mean? So that's just what I'm trying to remind people with that concept of origami. So everything I do is origami because obviously, you know what the UK is about. It costs money. We live in a company, and the economy is mad. We live in one of the most expensive places in the world. You feel me, fam? So, when I'm doing my last year, they tried to lock us down, but I went in the garden and I found myself. So now I'm gardening in my free time and just eating fruits and
garden,
couple fruits, strawberries and vegetables and things from my garden. You get me? So I've got the origami gardens thing going on. Yeah, you get me.
Preppy, boy.
I got a camera. I started taking pictures of like nature and shit. The shit's so therapeutic, my guy. You get me? So I got the origami photography going on, and obviously, and these are just flipping Instagram pages. However, it keeps me and my. It classifies me and my support network base, and them people, it lets them see that yes, this is what Cakes is trying to do, and I just hope some intelligent pioneering youths are watching what we're doing. You feel me? Because I know when I was a youth, I was taking on board a lot of stuff, and what I did with it is neither here or there. But you know what I mean? It's like I'm hoping that the Neo for the future is watching what we're doing right now, and what some other people are doing, what they're doing, and just picking out the right bits, and you know, because that's what life is about, my bro.
How did you get into the growing stuff?
Bro, that one I can tell this story 1,000 times, and I have. You with me? Like you know, last year lockdown came along. The company I work for, they shortened my hours. So as much as no one likes going to go work and blah blah blah, I ended up having a lot of time on my hands where, as you know, there weren't shit going on. You get me? And it was a good summer last year, if you remember.
Yeah, boy. The parks were, bro. I was like, yo, this is all right,
summer, bro. It was a mad summer. So what it was, I put myself in the garden from early. What happened was I was taking scrap pallets at work just because I've got access to them, and saying, you know what, I'm going to make flower pots with these things for my garden. So what it was, I went and bought a power saw, some automatic saw, thinking I was Joseph in flipping Jerusalem or some shit. Get carpenter on. Bruv, it didn't really go nowhere. I made one or two, couple chicks gas me on Facebook saying, okay, so I'll buy that and blah, blah, blah. I said, I'll send this to you, baby. But then, obviously, before I got to the post office to go send anything or whatever, I started putting soil in it. And then, bro, just watching shit grow every day. Like, not just, like stuff that you're
cultivating
with, not like, you're walking past it every day. Like, I put that there, that's growing. And then it was one flower pot, another flower pot. And then it was like, you know what, I'll grow some potatoes. I watched something on YouTube. And then, bro, it just went mad. Summer was crazy last year. It just went mad. I'm eating potatoes. I'm eating peppers. Tomatoes was mad. You feel me? So, this year I was just ready for it. And then just the whole process of going through winter, I started like growing stuff on the windowsill. I got me some little small LED lights. I started growing microgreens. Anyone who was following me on Instagram would have seen all that. You get me? Started growing microgreens and all them things. You get me? It was amazing, bro. And like, the way.
What's the microgreens? Break down the microgreens.
So microgreens is like any vegetables, so like cauliflower, or no, I won't say cauliflower. Like, what's the best ones? I would say, like, you see, like sunflower seeds. When you grow them, before they grow into actual sunflowers, the little seedlings you can cut and eat them. Yeah, it's like spinach.
Sprouts.
Like
that's the sprouts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're potent, innit?
Right. Exactly. So while they're young, they've got, although they're not big size, they've got the nutritional value of a whole plant. You feel me? So imagine growing like 50 or 100 on a tray, like cress and them things.
Bruv, I know exactly what you're talking about. Because the sprouts, you can get like the rose, they're like, and then you can get alpha sprouts. And bruv, them shits, you know, like, forget Viagra. Some people drink Guinness. Sprouts, bruv. If you have the sprouts, you're like, zing, like,
whoa,
what?
Everything.
Because you got to think about the seed, innit?
Every ailment has got a remedy in the plant world, bro. I honestly believe this, fam. We're just not taught this. Like, one day, I'm walking on the ends, and this, like, I won't say Chinese because I might offend. She might not have been Chinese, but I'll say Oriental lady,
even that, man, you got to say Asian, I think. Oriental was meant to be an object, isn't it?
Is it Eastern Asian?
I'm joking, man. Yeah, East Asian, that's it, East Asian.
All right, you know what, for the record, she was Chinese. Yeah, I
it's
know
going
that.
on straight, Biggie. Yeah. What? Say that again?
For the record, she's Chinese. Okay, we know where you're coming from.
I can picture right now.
I bust that one out. But anyway, what it was, she's picking some. We walk past all these things. I know now they're dandelions, but this is just crap that grows all on the side of the road. So I'm walking past in the park, and she's looking for the freshest dandelions, just some weeds. I'm like, hey, what are you saying? What are you doing with that? And she's like, eat. And this is why. Oh, you eat this? Is really good. Make me drink. Bruv, I've gone on Google, and I've checked it.
Yeah.
And even bigger than Snuff, because Snuff is moving different.
Yeah, Snuff is the proper. He's a vegan, isn't it? He's like that.
been vegan. I tease him every time I see him. Still, I'm like, you know what? I just came from McD's and but he's super on it. Do you know what I mean? So, bruv, it made me realize, like, bruh, how come they didn't teach us to grow potatoes in school? I went secondary school 5 years, bro. They never brought up they never told me, bruh, Cakes, you can grow a grapefruit seed from Sainsbury's and you can pick the leaves from your windowsill and drink them like tea, and they're good for you, fam. What they did tell man was, hey, you need to go work for this and blah blah blah, so you can have and go Sainsbury's and I know disrespect to Sainsbury's, my guy, because I know you got the
yeah, you know, I was kind of, I ain't gonna lie, I was feeling it a little bit.
Up.
Yeah, I was like, yo,
like,
what should I? I might need to text them and say, yo, bruv, Jay,
this
I'm
disavow.
joking. I say, bruv, this podcast is where we talk about some shit you might not never know nothing about. So you can say what the fuck you like.
Bruv,
Whoops, I shouldn't have said fuck.
I'm on E9. I just went to Sainsbury's and got some wine gums before we were setting up. You saw me.
Oh, you got the wine gums in.
You should have hit my stuff for the discount.
See, you can't grow wine gums. That's the thing. You can't grow wine gums, bruv.
You can't grow, bruv.
So they're there for something. They're there for some reason.
Man like you can't argue with. Of course you can't grow wine gums, bro. But the natural shit's better, bro. That's what we're trying to.
Yeah, you can get no. You know what's funny is it's funny you say that as well, because natural gelatin. There's something about the gelatin you can kind of get like from bovine gelatin, organic, blah blah blah, and make your own. You can make your own wine gums.
All I know,
the homemade.
If we were taught how to eat right, bro, you would just go to the garden, pick some licorice. You just go to the garden, pick some mint. You pick some rosemary. You might have a little headache. You might chew that leaf. You feel me? Your belly might be constipated. You might drink that little tea.
Yeah.
You feel even like calendulas that grow. You can drink that tea. You can make that into a cream in your oven, fam.
Calendula cream, yeah.
Oh, but Mumsy will go to Clarence and buy £50 hand cream, fam.
Yeah.
Bro.
That's in it. Trying to be like that. Trying to be like the ingredients that you just spoke on, you know, and you're spending that much, and does it really work?
Exactly, fam. And the worst bit is, we will acquire all this knowledge, and we'll parcel it off and try and make this and do that and blah. Nah, man, free up the thing, man. Free up the thing for the community, even if it's just for the community base wise, so they can get somewhere and they can, because the youths are starving for knowledge, bro.
Yeah, you've always got your ear to the streets, man. What's it been like over this madness that we've been in a year and a half now?
Bro, come on, man. This thing that we're living in is absolutely... Sometimes I'm thinking, is this a pilot test?
Yeah.
In 3-4 years. Okay, guys, the show's over. You dicks who thought it was real. You fucking mugs. We just gave you a placebo. It's not fucking real.
We're rich, you're poor.
When the flipping, because I mean it's nonsense, bro. I mean, look what happened with the football the other day, and like I'm not no specialist,
in football.
I don't know why I'm quoting Cakes, because Cakes is not no specialist. I'm just a mad rapper guy. You feel
disclaimer,
me?
that was the disclaimer there. Me neither, man. I'm not, you know what I mean? Disclaimer.
I've got a warped interpretation of life that only I understand. So I don't want no one saying, hey, what's this guy talking about? Yeah. I just want to kind of check how I check things when I was smoking the wrong scud, innit? Yeah. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, the other day, there was football, bro.
Speak on it.
And then ignore all the, like, I'm sick of all this. Like, I don't watch football, so I don't have no personal nothing. Like, you can't get me like, oh, man, my family support Liverpool. I've seen what football's done to my dad's heart.
I know exactly what you're saying. There's no emotional attachment.
You know nothing, Go Liverpool if I'm watching a game, but I don't give two shits, So you see all this whole Saka, Rashford, I don't get sucked in. I don't give two shits. Like, I feel for them because I know, come on, bro, man, know what racism is. Fucking anyone who wants to fucking talk like I don't. You're a dickhead. And I don't know it like, oh yeah, I went through what Emmett Till went through. I don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I understand what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know who Saka works for, and I know who them lot work for. So sometimes I think to myself, their bosses are like, hey mate, or their management are like, hey guys, look, listen, I know you're getting a rough time in the media right now. Yeah, you're getting a bashing in the media, but it's all part of a bloody blue or a bloody.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't even get emotionally sucked into that nonsense.
Do you think,
as far as I'm concerned, Donny might have got paid to miss that thing.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. This is what
I don't even know about football, bro. Fuck me out. We don't know, Donny. He made them shit trainers. After he missed the football. It was in the 90s.
Yeah.
Do you know? That's like a conspiracy, and then all over the fucking radio, they're talking about him like he's a superhero. They're talking about him, not even the players before he's won it. I went and bet money on England because I was like, nah, guys, you're taking the mick. They're definitely gonna win. Do you know what I mean? I was like, nah, this is a conspiracy. Obviously, I lost that money.
Just till the end, though, you were like, hold on.
I lost that P. Italy was like, fuck y'all.
When it got, bruv, it's hilarious.
But let me hit the point. Let me hit the nail, yeah? So check this now. Boom. They've let all these people... Imagine, they were saying if England won, they was going to make a public holiday the next day, yeah? And then I was like, wow.
Yeah, Bank Holiday Monday, yeah.
They also some weird stuff. I was like, you know what, bring it on, because I love not to go to work tomorrow. I love it, yeah? However, England, bloody blah. Bruv, I'm chilling in my yard. The Sky News, you know the app thing, it's news, the iPhone news thing, it's popped up on my phone. It's saying top doctors are saying the Prime Minister was irresponsible. I swear to God, it was like on a Tuesday or something. And it literally felt like the top doctors were in the crowd with the hooligans, bashing all the people, drunk. And now they've woken up after their hangover and they're back to their senses. And they now... Because I was thinking, like, what? How come you never said any of this?
Beforehand.
5 days.
Yeah.
How come you never said any of this 4 days ago? So what I've said all that, fam, to say it's nonsense. What is going on actually doesn't make no sense, bro.
Nonsensical. This nonsensical.
No sense. Anyone who tries to act like it does is either nuts or just knows something I don't know. You get me? He's got the HD thing that we ain't got. So I'm saying this don't make no sense. So yeah, man. And I ain't subscribing to fear, my guy. We're gonna die. Come on. People are moving. People are talking like they ain't gonna die, bro.
It's weird. It's weird that I say that. It's like people are scared of the one thing that they know is inevitable, and that's just the weirdest thing about. You know, you're thinking about something that you know, and that's actually going to make you more ill doing that.
Bruv, you're ready to take something. You're ready to take something that literally they've. Fam, we can go into the law aspect and how much stuff got changed to make this stuff. Yeah? But you're literally ready to take some trial thing to save your life off a flu you've not got, even though they've told you it might not save your. It don't even make no sense. Guys.
Yeah.
And you got people when you say, it's like, bruv, when did it become cool to talk about your medical records in public?
Yeah.
You got people asking you whether you said fuck off about taking the vaccine. Have you fucking brushed your teeth? I don't know whether that's halitosis or whatever you're suffering from. I don't ask you. I just mind my own business. I don't know whether that BO thing that you got going in is like some medical thing. I just mind my own flipping business. It'll be offensive. It'll be offensive if I started, asking you for your. But I'm walking into places and people are like, "What? Have you had your vaccine?" And they're looking at me like I should give them the like, man, fuck off.
For real, people are they're just walking in somewhere and they're asking you like that.
No. I don't mean like just walking into play, but I've been in situations where it's just a conversation.
Topic,
I know these people. We're just having a conversation, and you'd have someone say to you, "So what? When are you having your vaccine?" It's like, sorry, pardon me. Like,
wow.
Sorry, like, Ra, who are you? Like, who are you? And when did you, like, You know, am I saving your life? Am I saving what's this discussion here? You know what I mean?
Yeah. That is very intrusive, man. When you think about it like that, it's very intrusive.
When
The
you
fact that
lend me some
people are
money, man?
communicating like that.
When you lend me some, when you give me a bit of that money.
Yeah,
What
for real. It's like,
are you talking about?
It's like, what's that got to do with you? You know, like you're cool. You sorted yourself out. Like you did what you did for you. Don't act like it's for everyone else. It's actually for you because you're shitting yourself. You know
When
what
are
I
you
mean?
getting your vasectomy, bro? Because you know the whole world's getting overpopulated and stuff. Like fucking hell, bro. What the fuck are you talking about? Relax, my guy.
Yeah, when you get in your electric car, bro. When you get in your fucking electric car, the world, huh?
Bruh, it's that. It's
The
that.
world.
It's that. It's that.
Yeah,
Exactly.
man. It's getting beyond like it's like they're just firing bullets like that. As soon as you think, oh right, that was mad, that whole thing. Oh, that went quiet though. The next like everyone's just got to be on some. They're on the edge in some form of way. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's just got to be on the edge. You don't give a fuck what cliff it is. Just make sure you're on the edge of that bitch. You know what I mean? Worried, divided. Well, we conquer.
But you know what it is? I feel like for us, look, we got we're lucky. We're like, I don't know. Like sometimes I can't see things from I know when I was a child, I know how I saw things, but I know I saw things in the era of things. Like, you know, when I was a child growing up, when crisscross were cool and MC Hammer was cool, and I was like, I don't know, 6, 7. And my dad was a DJ them days. You couldn't tell me them MC Hammer parts in my head weren't about. Like, you couldn't tell me nothing about them. You couldn't tell me nothing about them trousers. You couldn't tell me nothing about them fucking. One time when I was a youth, I went to a party in Nige with the fucking crisscross trousers turned back to front, and then drank Coca-Cola and Coke. I needed to piss, yeah, and I almost pissed my pants because I couldn't undo the flipping belt. My mum told me. Not my mother. Told me, don't do that nonsense. But I was like, well, I'm gonna do it. So the point, I say all that to say that when I was a child, it was hard to get me out that time's way of thinking because I'm latching on to what I think is blah blah blah, and that's why I have faith in the youth, because wisdom is always going to be wisdom. Like, wisdom is always going to make, like, the smart ones or like people who learn from their mistakes and from others are always going to exist. Those who are trying to make sense out and what's coming in front of them are always going to exist. But I do feel for the youths in the sense that there's too much confusion going on.
Yeah. I think that's the main problem now, is that because we're in this age, this information age, it's a good thing because you can get, pardon me, man, you can get the knowledge that you should get, but at the same time, if you're unaware of what is, how to sieve through the bullshit, then you might get lost in it, and then there's a lot of stuff that's been dropped in the pond now that people are getting caught up in and thinking is real, when it's bro. They just put that out there to make you look this way instead of this way, where everything's really going on. And so, yeah, you're right about that, the confusion thing. So I think, people like yourself what I liked is the amount of stuff I've seen you say, but you were saying it in a way that people would be able to accept. You're like, I don't really know much, but this, see, even though you do, you're like, I don't really know much, but this seems a bit weird to me. I don't care what you're saying, this is weird.
Let me tell you why, bro. Yeah, I don't want to ever think like, because I'm just like me, you're just like me, I'm just like you, even the bricks is just like the sky, everything's just a rear. I don't ever want it to seem like I'm talking from some platform or something. Or you see the way I put it, like why I put it like that, yeah, or why I put things like that. It's because in real life, bro, I be fucking arguing with people, falling out with people. I tell people shit. So now, when I go on my Instagram page now, I'm like, Cakes, I know whatever you say, you're going to have some sort of debacle or some sort of madness, because no one is a monopoly of knowledge. No one owns knowledge anyway. I'm out here to learn anyway, but I want to learn the truth. But because of that, because I know how I fared before in real life, family, friends, online, I'm like, you know what? What the fuck do I know? But let me ask you this. You know, yeah, bro. Yeah, man, I don't know nothing.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. That's it.
Nothing, guys. You know what I mean?
You-
And I just know the truth, bro. Because, like, come on, we're only here for a short space of time. They can't be taking the mick like that. They sent us to school where we got all this technology, all this stuff, all this Google, and then mans are posting the truth and it's getting called fake news. Or mans are posting stuff and it's getting called fake news, but we know the normal news is cat. Like, how about that?
Yeah. Now, and how has it got to the point where we know the code right? As soon as they got a fact checker, you're like, oh, this shit's real then. As soon as it's like, no, fact checker, no, actually, it's not, this didn't happen because they said it didn't happen, you know, and you're not going to read the rest of this anyway, so we'll just type whatever we want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So people think, no, that's been fact checked actually. And like, right, you ain't even read the fact check. You're just thinking because of that. So now we know, as soon as you see that, like, oh, this shit's real.
Yeah.
Real, it's mad. Let me give you a mad one. So yeah, boom. I must have posted one thing and it said the vaccine was gonna change your genes or some stuff. Yeah. I had people come on and say, this is cack. You're just posting some conspiracy type something that don't even make no sense. You get me? Like, is it really cool? Say no more. I didn't even think to myself that fact checker never even pulled that. They never even said nothing yet. But what I didn't like was I didn't want to be knowingly posting stuff that didn't make no sense. So I was like, you know what? Just go online, bit of Google, refresh your memory on what it is you're talking about. So I looked at the stuff I posted and it said the blah 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 is going to change your genes. So I searched genes because I know what genes is, but sometimes we forget shit. Wikipedia is like genes is made up of your genes is made up from DNA and RNA. Bro, genes is made up of DNA and RNA.
Yeah.
The vaccine is called an mRNA vaccine. Yeah. So okay, listen. I'm not a mechanic. I'm not a fucking vaccine knowledge. I'm a rapper innit. If a man said that's a 16 bar and that's a 4-bar hook and that's a bridge, I know how it fits in it.
Yeah.
So I know how mRNA and RNA could be two
DNA.
different things. Let me fucking check this, man. I go and check what the fucking vaccine does, bro. So check this. It goes into your thing or whatever, unlike every other one, and makes a spike protein. Remember, I don't know shit. I'm just a fucking, you know what I mean? These lot spend 10 years in school to get, and big money to get all this sort of stuff. So I'm not going to fucking talk like I know yet. But they're saying it does something where every single cell in your body starts making this new spike protein to protect. So I was like, hey, hang on a second. If on July 1st, 2021, that in my body was not making this spike nonsense, and then I took the vaccine on July 2nd, and then on July 3rd, it's making the spike. Has my genes, or whatever you want to call it, yeah? Someone clarify for me, because again, I don't know shit. But to me, it looks like something's been altered. If I had my Volkswagen on the first,
Yeah. We need some gunshots for it.
Insurance pull me up. They gonna say, yo, did you let the insurance feds? Let's say, did you let the insurance know? Yeah, this thing's been altered. Fam, imagine this. After I got to that point, I was like, oh, okay, because if someone's mentioned something like, raw, fact, you need to blah blah blah. I was like, raw, fact checkers ain't even pulled this shit. Enough people are posting this shit. It made me think to myself, you know what? No one knows Wagwan. You have all these armchair scientists that will jump on and defend shit they don't know, bro. You're better off just saying, cuz I don't know, Kate. You know, it's looking a bit hard still. But you know what? I took it, car. You know what? Gang shit, fam. I got Donnies like that. I've got Donnies. He's saying to me, like, I took it, man. Man can't, like, Mumsy was having a madness still trying to say, like, you know what I mean? I'm saying, like, fam, I know your mum. Gang. But, You get me? But try no, let her know I ain't coming to the crib no
Listen,
more.
Bubsy.
That's how you gonna move. Yeah? So I respect them people, but the dude that will jump up and talk, fucking hell, I got a few of them. I got a few of them close. Like they'll probably be watching this thinking this is a jibe at them. No, it's not a jibe at you.
It's scary. It's scary.
Reality. Take it how you think. If the shoe fits, wear it. Innit? But I know people who they will jump up and talk like them and fucking Bill Gates and them and Boris and them and all the scientists. Like literally eat breakfast together and have like so much positive chats, and he knows stuff that we don't know, and he can tell man this fit. Come on, man, give me a break, bro. In 1980s, the vaccine companies put together a law that they can never be sued. In America, that is. I don't know about the UK yet.
Yeah, in the UK, it's a family court. They don't use the regular courts. They use the family court, and that means that everything is kept quiet. It's the same like court that they would use for child molestation as well. But they use it as well for vaccine injured. In
America, the taxpayer pays off any vaccine compensation.
Quacks.
Not no vaccine company. That's law. They can do whatever they want from whatever test. They can inject you some fucking giraffe. Your neck grows long like a giraffe, and they will never pay. It's cool. They'll be like, oh shit, that happened. Oh yeah, well we'll tweak up the drug. They don't need to pay nothing. They don't have to go jail. No nothing. All it is, the taxpayer will pay it, and then obviously the government don't want man to do them sort of shit, so they just cover it up. Because man, you don't want man knowing that blood James from blah 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 had a little thing and his neck grew like a giraffe, fam. Even I would keep that on locks, bro. You get what I'm trying to say to you? So, yeah, fam, it's mad. But you know what? I wish everyone well, and I just hope everyone makes the right decisions for them and their families.
Exactly that. That's what we say, man.
We all can I don't know, evolve in a way, and I say evolve like it's like a short-term thing, but it is. It is, bro. The power of intent and the power of whether it be prayer, if that's your thing, or whether it be just, just locking everyone off and looking at the mirror and saying, you know what, I'm gangster. I'm a gangster. Ain't nobody fuck with me, man. I'm a fucking gang. Like, just your intent, yeah? I just hope, like, we all get our immunities up, whereas this thing that, wherever it's come from, whether it be a lab or just some mad whatever, you get me, just don't have the effect that they're planning for, if I'm picking my words wisely, whether that be on purpose or just being out of humanity.
What you're saying is about the fear, basically the idea of the fear that they're putting on everyone in order to make them run out and, they think, oh shit, okay, I must have this thing, right? And then they start shitting themselves because they've been told to, as opposed to because they feel like they should. Do you know what I mean? They've made them feel like that. And
having these people, sorry to cut you, but you're just hitting, you're just taking it. You're asking me the right questions right now, so I'm getting excited. I'm saying,
go in, bruv, man.
Haven't these people heard about, I don't know, the law of attraction? Haven't they heard, I'm not saying this is fact now, yeah, but haven't they heard about positive thinking? Imagine, when this thing started, yeah, this fucking prime minister went on TV and said, I can't remember the figure, so no one quote me, yeah, but he's gone on and said, X amount of people will die from this thing. And it blew my brains. Bro, I was so shocked. Because I would pay everyone, if people know that clip, if you think long and hard, when this thing started, Boris has gone then and said, blah, 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 blah. 40,000 people will die. Remember, they was building all graves and sort of stuff, yeah? I was like, bro, the African came out in me. I was like, God forbid. Who was that? And there's a meme. There's a thing like that, yeah? There's a thing on YouTube where the woman's saying the same thing. Bro, that was me in my yard. So I was watching it like, I ain't fucking going out like that, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. Look, brothers die every day. We've lost people from corona. We've lost people from cancer. We've lost people from murder. And I'm talking about the world, yeah? However, if you're going to wake up and tell people on the TV, for me, I was like, no, that is fear. That is not love. A leader who was working off love would come on the TV and say, hey, there's a stuff going around, you know, and I'm hearing these scientists are saying it's deadly. But you know what? We're gonna make it. 10 million of us, 88 million of us are gonna make it. That would have been, for me, love. Yeah. Because and hope and all the true virtues that they teach us. Yeah. However, this pussy, has come on and gone. Blah blah blah. People are going to die, and I was like, wow, nah. You know what? And from that point, I was like, you know what, Kate, just start loving life. You know, just love life. You're gonna die anyway. It's got nothing to do with him. It's got nothing to do with none of that. So just start loving life. And since then, I stopped watching the news.
Life. For real. So since then, you stopped watching the news, you said, innit?
Yeah, cuz when you don't watch the news, and even when I do watch the news, remember, we was having like this convo. I'm saying, even when I do watch the news, my guy, every now and again, just to catch up and see what's going on, it's like with a certain filter. It's like, oh, let me see what these numpties are saying. Oh my God, so many people are, nothing's changed. Do you know what I mean? So I watch it with a certain filter, because if you don't, you can literally fall depressed. I know. Look, bro, I'm not a doctor. I'm nothing in it. Like when it comes to like medical sort of stuff, I don't want to get quoted, but I believe, because I know how I felt just watching the news for over a certain period, whether it be 2 weeks. I know there are people depressed. Remember, there's certain people who ain't been through what certain man have been through, or what man they've been through in the ends. When I talk about disappointment, life, setbacks, blah blah blah. There are people who they've lived their lives, and I'm not talking about, this has got nothing to do with race, you know, or class, you know. There are people that just because of their bubble and their whatever they're in, they've lived their life so insulated and nice for years. You with me? Almost all their life, and then now this constant barrage of negative information about doing all this stuff and no contact. I know it's depressing people. Again, I'm not a doctor, but I know it's depressing people.
Yeah, for sure.
And they should be doing the opposite. They should be saying, hey, look, this shit's crazy, but how can we boost your things up? And if it's real, obviously, wear your face mask and blah, 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 and whatever. If that shit is real, although that's another topic for another day.
They hadn't even sorted out the whether face masks worked. Even now, you still have arguments with people now. Oh, they don't work. Yeah, they do. Well, they're better than nothing. Well, 2's better than 1, and you know. So we're like 18 months in, and people still don't even know whether masks are the right thing, what masks are the right thing. That's bullshit.
They're saying it's the law. I'm walking into Tesco. They're saying you're not allowed in if you're without a thing. And I walk in every day, like with the kids, and they're probably thinking, raw, that like, yeah, we're breaking the law. No, we're not breaking the law.
Nah. Yeah. It's a funny thing. It's a funny thing because people think, you know, like the way we understand things, the way we've been taught to understand things is if it says that's what it means.
That's what it means.
Yeah, but it's like there's 2 languages involved in it. There's like the language that we use, and then there's the legal language. And then if you read it in the legal language, which is all that matters because they're talking about this is law or whatever, you realize it's not, even if it's saying you must wear this mask, it's not actually saying you have to wear this mask or you won't be allowed in and you can't shop around. It's actually, it's saying if you want to wear this mask because we suggest you do, you can wear it. But because people just see it and go, oh, and like you're saying, they think you're breaking the law. But nah, it's nothing to do with law. That's all legislation, which is a different thing. They're 2 different things.
I was in Heathrow. A woman's come. I'd already went to Heathrow to pick up family member. I'd already done the picking up bit or whatever. I'm on my way out. I'm pushing the trolley. Doing the good deed. They've done the flight. Let me push the trolley and blah, blah, blah. There's some officials that come to me. Excuse me, sir. Where's your face mask? Who are you talking to? Me? I'm on my way out. Why are you talking to me? But he's like, where's your face mask? I said, and then you know what? True family member and they're older don't want to start giving it the rude boy stuff from the airport. I'm like, I'm exempt. And then she's looking at me. I'm exempt for that nonsense. How about that? And then walked on. And then I'm almost out now. Excuse me. And I'm like, are you mad? Have you looked? You're a human being, bro. You're a human being. You can see me exiting the building. What are you? What are you policing? What is it you're saving? Let me give you one that pissed me off because I had a rant on my Instagram the other day. I've gone to the dentist, fam, and they're saying, oh, they can't clean my teeth today. No problem. Come back next week. I've come back. I mean, they can't do the checkup. I've come back next week for the checkup. So as you do the checkup, they clean your teeth, bro. But they're saying now they can't clean the teeth now because it's coronavirus. And I'm like, are you for real? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, why? And she's like, because when they clean your teeth, they've got to go in your mouth. Listen, and the spray is spraying all around. But I'm like, you're in my mouth. You just replaced the fucking filling. You're in my mouth. You're looking at me with my mouth open. I've done the scud. The whole place smells like loud because you're in my mouth. Yeah? And then she's like, no, it's that. So she's moving a bit booky, like funny, trying to get me to argue. I'm like, no, calm down. Because I can't be the only numpty asking this question. I know I'm dumb. Right? I know nothing. But there must be 1,000 numpties out there like me who ask this question. So what I'm saying is, what is the science behind you, the hygienist being able to do it? She's got the use of 2 rooms. She cleans part of it in one room and does the other bit in the other room. And so for that, I have to pay £75. And I just thought, you know what, Cakes, I'm out of here. Yeah, these people are mad. They're thieves. They're just making up stuff. Like, I don't even think they've done what's that thing? A flow chart for that stupid scam in that dentist. Yeah, I don't think. So I think someone wrote up that scam last night and thought, all right, you know what, we're gonna make £75 out. They haven't really done a flow chart, like a problem thing for when customers like me and you might say, but hold on, this doesn't make no fucking sense, bro. You with me? So that can't be about a pandemic, bro. That's got to be about more than that, at the very least. You feel me?
Jeez, boy. Let's give some shout outs to who else is in the building. Shout out to Mr. Green, Space O. Someone said something about, Straker. Shout out to Straker. He said, big up, good chat about, where was it? It's something to do with the gardening, man. Discussion, especially with the gardening, growing still. He says his missus has smacked it in their garden as well. So how did you get into that? What was like the basis of like, all right, this is what I'm going to do now? Like, who did you, did you just Google it or whatever?
Honestly, real stuff, yeah. Like I said to you, started making the flower pots, started growing stuff. It just took over. And like, it took over. I got a tune on my last album. I said, look at the plants. Have you seen the way they grow?
So it's literally...
Yeah, fam, I have got a track. Yeah, so like, for example, this one's called That's What's Up. It's off my last album, Gang Activity.
Is it online anywhere? Can we play it somewhere?
Online. Everywhere you can play it.
Okay, what one is it, sorry?
It's called That Is What's Up. That's What's Up.
I'll go and find it. Carry on talking. Sorry, mate.
So like literally though, it was you getting those crates. You said you had them crates and then you were just like, all right, let me see if I can grow something. You didn't, but did you know how to grow already? Like, how did you?
My garden was full of weeds, bro. Just weeds, just nonsense. You with me? So when I started sitting in the garden making them crates, I started like digging up the ground and blah blah blah. I've got some pictures like from last year from my Facebook, like literally, because you know me, I post shit, posting random stuff like making that. Same way, like a couple people said like, you know what? That's a good job. It looks a bit shoddy and shat, but nice effort. We'll buy a crate for you to support, a flower pot for you to support. So it was literally that, fam. And then I can't tell you what was the first thing I grew, but bro, it was like when I saw potatoes growing, like just the actual, like not the actual potatoes under the ground that we eat, just the leaves. Like I put some potatoes in the ground, some dead potatoes from the shop, put them in the ground. Now they sprouted all over the garden. They're growing big. And then I'm watching it and I'm thinking, rah, And then I'm watching YouTube saying, bro, what the hell is going on under there? When can I pick them? And then YouTube saying, oh, wait till some flowers come on there, whatever. And then obviously that took 3-4 months. Bro, if I tell you the potatoes I ate, yeah, obviously enough to feed the whole chip shop, yeah. But bro, the quality, yeah, was mind blowing. So and this stuff is a process. So remember, I had tomatoes. I'm forgetting stuff. Like I said, I had shard, I had onions, I had carrots, things that were going wrong, things that I was learning. Was just all happening too fast. But the most, what blew my mind, bro, is I've got a bar on that tune I just recommended. That's what's up. I've got a bar and I said, look at the plants. Have you seen the way they grow? And just the other day, I was talking on Instagram and Excalibur recommended this book to me. The Hidden Life of Trees. Brother, this has fucked my brain up, bro. I'm on page 18. Yeah. And it's fucked my brain up. I'm stopping in the park to take pictures of trees, my guy. and people think I'm mad, but I think y'all are crazy. Forgive me. I think whoever thinks that, you're gonna get there. Don't worry, you come church when you're ready. You come the rave when you're ready. You come fashionably late, but you gonna come when you're ready and realize we were here locking down the dance floor from time still. Yeah, bro. Man. Stuff is amazing, bruv. These things are alive. These things respond to you. These things, let me show you, like, if you've got a plant in your kitchen, you think that's just a house plant. Bro, have you ever seen something that's alive that's not? If you're alive, you're aware, bro. And I'm not saying consciously talking, but if you're alive, you respond. So I could give you too much water and you don't like it. I could give you a little water, you like it. I could give you a certain thing and you like, so you're aware, you react, you like it. These plants are alive, bro. Look at the plants. Have you seen the way they grow? Look at the ants. Have you seen the way they roll? Look at the buff thing. See the way she pose. Look at the melanin. See the way it glows. Like, yeah, we got to look deeper into all these aspects and these things. Yeah, because they're not going to remind us in school, guy. They're not going to remind us.
Yeah, I love that, man. I think a lot more people need to learn about that for real, man. Follow Big Cakes, mother lovers. Make sure, was it on Instagram? It's the Origami Gardens, right?
Yeah, I'm Big Cakes on Instagram, but yeah, my garden page is Origami Gardens, and origami is spelled like ORIGARMY, so like an army rather than ORIGAMI. So Origami Garden, yeah, all my shit, Big Cakes, man.
Shout to Street Soul UK.
Yeah,
saying big up Big Cakes, man. Yeah, man, everyone's bigging you up, bruv.
Nah, love, fam. My Stiggy, we should have done this ages ago. You know what? I've just come on, man, just parked in the hood.
Oh,
like,
for real?
No, I'm not talking like Queensbridge, LA or whatever. Not like that. But what it is, like I've just parked up on any random street side where I was, because I'm out. You know what I mean? But I know we had to make this.
He's always in the streets. That's what I'm saying. Cakes has always got his ear to the streets. That's why we had to hear from him, man, for sure.
Come on, bro. Don't let me show them my boogers. Bro. My Jesus sandals, my guy. I got my flipping feet black.
That's a Jesus sandals, bro.
I ain't wearing trainers this summer.
You got the toes out.
All about these bad boys.
Jeez.
Yeah? I got these stepping in the hood. When they see me coming, they know what time it is.
Yeah,
it's
for
like
real, boy. They see the
walking on water in them, walking on water in them shoes.
Water.
Yeah, boy.
Like Uncle coming, he's flexing. You get me? So but fam, big up. I've just come on. And I feel like, you know, one of them people who hasn't seen no friends for a long time.
Yeah, that's what, bruv. You know what?
On.
I see it there. Yeah. See, this is why we need the hand claps.
Like online, like this.
Yeah.
Come on, and I like the ambience of the art. Dan's got the whole technical side.
Yeah, man.
Look
Shout
at you
to
in
Dan, bro.
Right now, you look so cool, my guy. Sometimes I pop up. And I've just expressed myself, and it's good. I didn't think too hard about it, you know. So
you know what, bruv? What we appreciate is when people are real about it, and you know, you're definitely one that. When I saw the way you were talking and going about it all, I was like, you know what? This guy knows what's going on, and he knows it's probably best to ease it in as opposed to Because I was stupid. I was like, yo, everyone needs to know this is bullshit. And then people are like, yo, you know, they
Nah,
start
bro,
throwing you into the same
bro.
pool as certain people that talk a bit too crazy. And it's an easy thing for them to do. And then you realize they don't want to hear nothing. But then I see so many people within the scene that are obviously on the same wavelength, but there might even be information that we each need to learn from each other as well. But they're not knowing that there's a community of us that understand what's going on. And so I feel like it's best for us to really talk. And so other people out there that feel the same way we do, that might listen to our music or not, they might not even listen to our music, but they can get the gist of like, yeah, okay, I'm not paranoid. There is something weird going on and I want to know more. Do you know what I mean?
But why not listen to good music and talk to people who've got some, you know, similar interests at the same time? That's the thing, really.
Yeah. Dan, I got one bar. Dan, I got one bar. I say, ask yourself, why is Cakes making tunes like this? It's one of my favorite bars. Knowing radio don't play no tunes like this. They're trying to keep us in the dark like veal. But in a small pool, I'm moving shark-like still. Like, fuck the, like, FTS, fuck the system. Like, bro, like people, like, bro, I've got family, not even family, friends and family and people, well-wishers, good people who think like, Raw Cakes, you should be on this level. And I'm saying, bro, ask your bloody self why I've made tunes like this. Knowing with all my talent, knowing that even some of my brothers on the radio won't play no tunes like this. They're saying, Cakes, could you send me one of them other tunes where you ain't saying all of this stuff? No, man ain't here for none of that, fam. This dunya is short. Life is energy. I'm not here to make no friends in this life. Nice. But friends will leave you. Friends will come your fucking funeral and talk the shit they never told you when you was alive, bro. Yeah. And cry and get sympathy and eat food. I love my friends, but I ain't come here to make no friends, fam. I come here to pick shit apart and enjoy myself in this life. You get me? Life is very short. So I don't know what anyone else is here for. That's go on, bro.
The way I see it is that when there's situations like this that we're facing now, it's fertile ground for creativity. And nobody's doing anything about it. There's nobody, you know, because people don't always learn just from reading like sheets and sheets of data. You know, so some people, they'll get the message through art. And is he locked up?
Was that your battery? His cake. Is he frozen?
They'll get
like he's frozen. God.
They'll get the message through art, and nobody seems to be doing anything. Talking about, you know, perspectives and all that sort of thing. There's very few people doing anything about it.
What could they do? What could people do about it? Like because you know, I felt like that as well. I felt like a lot of the artists that I thought would be speaking out a bit more and kind of seeing what's going on aren't really saying much. But then after a while, I felt like, maybe they feel like if they do, you know, they're going to lose their sponsors or lose this or lose that. Yeah,
that's what Cakes is just saying, is that, you know, and I agree with what he's saying, is that people... hang on, I think we've got him trying to connect again, have we?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. No.
Yo.
Don't think so.
Yeah, man.
That people are asking you for, can I have a track of the other stuff that you do, so that because they don't even want to play your, they know you're doing, they know you're trying to do something about it, but they want your other stuff. They want your party tunes. They want you know. So we're not in any different a place to where like rap music in hip hop begun, which was as like social commentary. We're in exactly the same place again. In that, like,
you're 100% right, man. You're right about that.
There's some people trying to do the right thing, and then there's other people that just
I think
want to party.
what's happened though now is that like the label, you know, that sort of this whole identity politics thing. So there's so much power now in a label, in a name. And so as soon as you're labeled anything that's like, you know, tinfoil hat or anything like that, it just, you're you know what I mean? It's like you've been stoned or whatever. Or you've been, you know, in Game of Thrones when she walks through naked through shame. It's like that. That's how people feel. So they're like, oh, I probably shouldn't say anything because, you know, people are going to feel a bit of a way and that I feel a bit shamed about that. And I think they've managed to build that up to that much of a level, you know, calling people a name. People are so attached to how other people think about them even or feel about them. They're way too, you know, emotionally attached, I'm saying, to the point where they, oh, no, I better not say nothing. You're not even going to be honest with, you know, people, you're someone you call your best friend or someone you've grown up with for years or whatever. It's like best to be that way because then you both have a better understanding of each other, innit? But I think they've kind of made it so people are so self-conscious.
Yeah, the words shouldn't mean anything. But they've become, even in the last 5 years, certain words have become unsayable. Whereas, like, actually before, it was up to people if they wanted to say those words. And it's only a word, fucking hell.
Yeah. That's the crazy thing. It's just a word,
a word.
But they made it so people are attached to that word like it's really, it's a thing. It's something physical that's hurt somebody in a physical way. It's amazing, man, what they've done. Shout to Duke Speezy. He says, yeah, man, let me give a shout out to TY for real, because Cakes was definitely just like me, man, one of his youngers. And yeah, someone mentioned earlier, I think it was Space-O, that we lost.
It was
tied to COVID.
Space-O, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Feel it for his family and that, man. And all his loved ones, you know what I mean? That was a weird one. There's a lot of things that were just going on all at the same time, man. And a lot of it felt like you're in a movie, bruv. Like, it felt unreal, you know?
Yeah.
Speezy mentioned Black the Ripper. Rest in peace to Black the Ripper. And yeah, it was that roller coaster, that, you know, who else was it? Metropolis as well from Foreign Beggars. And, that whole, and that added to the, you know, it creates more fear because you're like, yo, is this all to do with the same thing? And it wasn't all to do with that, but still you feel like when things are happening in that, you know, that amount of time, that short space of time, you wonder whether something's going on though. Is there something going on where, and then people hitting you up, yo, Mice, you good? Yo, Mice, just checking in with you. I'm like, bruv, ease that up, man. Like, don't, you know what I mean? Don't get me all, but yeah, oof, there was a lot going on. I lost family, like, just weeks before Ty. And it was, this, you know, the same end cause, I'll say, because, yeah, it was, you know, these machines that they were using that apparently, you know, only, 6 to 8% of people even survive from. Yo, logic. What does logic tell you there? Do you know what I mean? Iatrogenic.
These are all parts of different conspiracies, I suppose, we're talking about now.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're called conspiracies. And this week, Mice investigates.
Hang on, let me get the old... let me get the old...
Yeah, we got to get the music for that, innit? We got to get the music for that now. Dang, 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 dang.
Investigates.
This week, yeah?
Yeah.
We investigated, because, you know, like I said, these investigations are really important in life, I think. They help you become a better person. You know what I mean? As soon as you wake up in the morning, go back to the notes that you took from this, shall I call it a presentation of my investigation? Yeah, because, you know what I mean, we keep it professional. I've been learning about what people do out there. They do presentations. Soon I'll do debates and that. Nah, I'm joking there. Yeah. And so, you know, you find out how you should be and how you should walk around in the world and become somebody off of these investigations. So this week, I investigated what's the craziest, most out there conspiracy, most outrageous conspiracy you've ever come across or heard. Yeah, you lot hit us up in the comments, man. Let us know.
If you've got a what's the
craziest?
strangest, craziest conspiracy that you know? So that was your question for. That was your Mice Diggy Investigates
Yeah,
this
that
week.
was my Mice Investigates this week.
Get a lot of feedback?
A little bit, man. You know what I mean? I got a little bit. It wasn't a whole lot, I'll be honest. You know, a few people hit me up. Shout out to the crew in the building, man. Yeah, you lot have reminded me, man, how that felt last year. That was crazy. Let's see. So, yeah, we got a few people that hit me back. Because, you know, I've always got to be out there doing these investigations good and proper. You know what I mean? Follow me on Instagram, @MiceDiggy.
Did you do hashtags for these as well?
No, I hashtagged Mice Investigates. I hope I spelled it right. You know when you hashtag sometimes, it's a long hashtag, you're like, bruv, I might mess this one up, boy. You know what I mean? He's just trying to keep up with the young'uns, like, they're like that. You're like this, you know the man, like the one finger man. He's one finger man, like, hold on. You're like, bruv, mama's going to take it. Yeah, hold on a minute, I just got to write this text. Like, oh, for fuck's sake, no, mama's going to take forever. Oh, shit, hold on. But their man is just, they never know how to use their phone properly. Like, there's always something where they're like, have you got an iPhone as well? Have you got, nah, bruv. Yeah, hurry up with that shit, bro. So look at this.
So this is on
conspiracies.
Instagram, is it? This is all on Instagram mainly.
Oh, yeah. It's all on Instagram, man.
Okay.
People ain't messing with Twitter as much. It is more like that whole... It's the community that use it as a tool as opposed to people that used to be on Twitter and, you know, hanging out kind of thing. I think they're all about, Facebook?
Facebook's
Instagram.
still a big one, yeah. Instagram's
still
become the big one because it's more about sharing pictures of yourself, which everyone fucking loves doing.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Right, so let's check this out. Mice Investigates. What's the craziest conspiracy theory you've ever come across or heard? Shout to Rigmouse. He says Guy Fawkes was just a fool guy for the Crown's plot to increase anti-Catholic sentiment in England. He said that he personally believes that one is true because his history teacher told him about it.
There was more than one gunpowder plotter. So there was 6 gunpowder plotters.
Is it?
Yeah. Guy Fawkes is just the most famous one.
So, because I heard
but
about...
also King James was Catholic, so the anti-Catholic sentiment, I don't know. James has only been on the throne 2 years at the time, and he was a Catholic.
Why do we celebrate Guy Fawkes?
Right. Well, interestingly, it's always been bonfire night.
Yeah, it has, isn't it?
Yeah. So perhaps they also tied in Guy Fawkes. The idea of burning someone on a fire is like a sort of pagan, a pagan ceremony that's always been there. They've always lit bonfires across the south coast at that time of year. So what they called beacons along the south coast. They used to light them up on bonfire night. So perhaps they just sort of tried to tie in an old ceremony of burning an effigy on a fire. So casting something into the fire. You've got all that sort of Bohemian Grove type stuff where they burning the big, what's it called? The cremation of care ceremony at Bohemian Grove where they burn a big effigy of an owl or something like that every year. And
oh, yeah.
So, that's obviously some old stuff. You go out and burn a figure of some kind that represents something, the Wicker Man or whatever it is. Yeah, perhaps they just thought, well, how can we tie in an old ceremony and make it modern? Oh, we'll just get this guy Fawkes.
Any
old guy Fawkes.
But so the idea is that they went to blow up the Houses of Parliament. And that's the thing. So is it meant to be that Guy Fawkes is someone the people celebrate? Or is it... Because it feels
We
like the
celebrate
government...
saving the king.
Celebrate saving the
That's
king.
what we're celebrating, really, aren't we? King James he'd been on the throne 2 years. He was a new king. The first king of Scotland to have ruled in England as well.
Yeah. He was
So-
like, what was it? Third king of Scotland or second?
Sixth, I think James the Sixth of
Sixth
Scotland,
of Scotland
and then
and
first of England. Yeah. So maybe he wanted to make a big entrance. Maybe he thought like, well, we're 2 years in, make a big entrance.
Guy Fawkes.
Yeah. But Guy Fawkes weren't the only one. Like I say, there was all others. There was down the road. There's a place called Sion House, and one of the plotters was the brother of the Earl of the guy who lived in Sion House, and he visited him the night before the plot thing, and they then arrested the guy, the Earl of Northumberland who lived in Sion House. They arrested him and put him in the tower as well because they thought he was plotting as well. So they've done a big sweep. They went and swept like anti-terrorist officers went and swept up everywhere.
Yeah, because there's this talk about him that he was working with the Jesuits or whatever, and it was kind of a plot to make the Catholics rule in some form of way.
Right.
But then, them celebrating him is kind of, we think it's for the people, but it's actually the inversion.
Yeah.
It's them.
Really, it's Parliament, wasn't it? It was blowing up.
Yeah, it's Parliament.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it's
it's-
the
so
Houses
it's-
of Parliament.
yeah.
That's what I remember from school.
So it's not even
That's about
about
it,
Mr. Green, but you don't know either then. What's that?
If you don't know, now you know. Twitter, Mr.
But you don't know either then.
Yeah, none of us know, man. I think the only things you ever know are what you see and what you do. Everything
Yeah.
else is what you've been told or what you've read. So you have to kind of, okay.
Let's go. Next conspiracy.
All right. What? Yeah, I don't know. That's a weird one. Politics. Anyway. Yeah, some people come with some weird one, but here we go. Flat earthers do my nut. They do, don't they? I know there's going to be a bunch of flat earthers. There are no forests on Earth and the mud flood. There are no forests on Earth. What? There are people saying that?
I don't know. I've never heard
DJ
that one.
Renegade said that. There are no forests on Earth. Wow. I don't know, man. When
No
people
forest.
start saying, yeah, but you've been in the forest, it's like, yeah. All right, I don't know where you're going with that one, bruv.
No,
I don't know where you're
I've
going.
never
There's
heard
no
that one.
forest on Earth.
Maybe let's have a look, see if there are
It's
no
madness, man.
forests on
All right. Tupac is still alive. Uncontrollable said Tupac is still alive. Uncontrollable Viking. Yeah. There's a mad conspiracy out there, yeah, that a kill from Jurassic 5 is Tupac. And bruv, the conspiracy goes deeper. It's like each member is someone from the past. Yeah, and there are people that proper believe this shit. When we was on Fubar, Akil came through, and I was looking at him, so face to face, like so I could see his face structure, everything, and not to say that I've seen Tupac or anything, but when I heard this, he actually said it. He goes, "Yo, there's people out there," and his face was proper serious, like, "Yo." I honestly don't. He's flabbergasted. Like, he's proper like, how the hell do people think I'm Tupac? It's just weird. It's just insane, And he was talking to me about it. I was like, nah. I thought he was joking, but my man was like, nah. People really believe it, yo. There's like if you go on YouTube. I went on YouTube. I was like, rah. There have people who have done videos for it. There's views on it. I was like, wow. It's nuts.
Who else do they think is in the group then? So I'll look.
I can't remember. Yeah, look it up because I can't remember fully. But I think even they talk about one of them is Biggie. Is it? Yeah, one of them might be Biggie, and then one of them. Oh man,
Slim down.
They're crazy, man. They're crazy. But who knows? Innit? We don't know.
Jurassic 5,
That's
hit
the
'em
funny
up.
thing.
2020. Tupac is alive. Tupac and his group Jurassic 5 with a hit 'em up video mix for the fans.
Yeah, look, there's that kill
Tupac,
there.
Yaki Gaddafi alive as Jurassic 5. Hip hop exposed. Oh, this sounds legit.
It's crazy, man. Like, for people to, if you look at them, you can see that they don't really look alike, but then they'll start saying stuff like, oh, they've had their face done a bit, they've had a bit of plastic surgery.
There you go.
Yeah, see it there. Oh, yeah, and Charlie Tuna is who's meant to be who? Who's that dude? It's crazy, man. It's like, bruv, really? Look at them. Do they look alike? Tell the honest truth.
First of all, the video claims that Yaki Gaddafi, the deceased former member of Tupac's group, the Outlaws, looks exactly like him. So it's Tupac and the Outlaws, is it?
No, because Gaddafi was in the Outlaws. That was one of the people in Tupac's crew. Tupac's crew. It's nuts, bruv. The level that people go to as well to try and prove something that really and truly kind of doesn't make a lot of sense. Whether Tupac's alive or not is another thing, I don't know. But to say they're the same people is like, what?
What do you think?
Getting carried away, man.
What do you think Tupac's alive? Do you think Tupac's alive?
I don't think he is, but he could be.
Sipping pina coladas with Jeffrey Epstein on a mystery island somewhere. Are they all all of them are put in one island somewhere?
There's conspiracies about there being some like underground kind of cities and whatnot that people move to.
Really?
When
like the catacombs?
When they die, yeah.
Put in the catacombs.
Yeah.
Yamor said those people need glasses, for fuck's sake.
It's mad, isn't it? It's mad, man. Like, when people, I was like, wow, they really are. And it was his face as well. The way he was telling me, I could tell that it was really annoying him. It was making him feel a certain way about, like, humanity in a way. He's like, right, they're this dumb. Like, they really think that. But who knows, man? Anyway.
What else
seeing
we got?
his face, I'm like, nah. Someone tried to, check John Lill. He says, someone tried to tell me Obama is gay and Michelle Obama is a man.
Yes.
The travesty is apparently the deception of it.
Do you believe that? I believe it. I believe it.
You believe it?
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, I mean...
Michael.
Michael, that's what I've heard. Michael...
Have you heard him say it? Have you heard him say Michael?
Apparently he slipped
Michael
the
and
tongue.
I. Yeah.
What do you reckon that's about, man?
Why does he call her Michael?
Yeah, but why do they do things like this? Why would they go... Is it to mock us? Would they put people up there like that and go, yeah, look, let's put a man and pretend it's a woman, make them...
Yeah,
first
they would.
female.
Yeah, yeah they would do that.
Would be funny.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
they
they would
move
do
the
that.
chess piece.
Yeah.
These people are nuts, man. These people are nuts, bruv. What else?
Let me just find Michael jiggling on the Ellen show.
Writing's not that easy. But
Shout out.
Grammarly can help.
Sorry.
To Son of Zangi. Son of Zangi says, this is one of the craziest conspiracies he's ever heard, is that health comes from a quacks. Yeah. All right, what's this one? Gambit Live says Skinwalker Ranch is pretty sick. Mel's Hole was a great one as well, but that was BS. What's Skinwalker Ranch? You know about that?
Yeah, it's a place in America where there's where they think they've seen all these weird aliens and UFOs landing, and it's all in one tiny area, like a ranch or sort of thing.
Is it near Area 51?
Nah, can't remember where it is, but a documentary about it on Amazon or something like that.
Okay.
But, yeah, it's like all Yeti and Bigfoot and weird.
Oh, what is it on? It's on.
They all pop out in the same place. There's one area in America where it's like a big land that the Native Americans claim is haunted or it's cursed land.
What is it? So? Yeah, that's kind of. Is it on Prime? It's on Amazon Prime.
Probably, yeah.
Come on, man. It's on their bed.
No, it's been around for years. The
Oh, is
Skinwalker Ranch thing, they've been researching it for years, but it's
where weird
everything's
shit's
broke over ground in the last couple of years, ain't it? So
yeah, it's funny that it definitely feels like that, man. A lot more things are becoming they seem to be coming up to the surface. And it's like what Cakes was saying earlier about the problem, you know, it's good that the information is there, but then people might get a bit lost with it. That's the only thing that is a bit worrying. But like I said, I think us communicating kind of helps in terms of like what we should be looking at, what we shouldn't, what really matters and what doesn't. You know what I mean? Whether we should be scared or not. We don't need to be scared, mother lovers, not unless you go over there, mother lovers. Shout out to Dukes Peasy. He says, my boy thinks West Side Gun is Chris Brown. Wow. 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 West Side Gun is Chris Brown. Damn, man. That's pretty deep, boy. That is pretty deep. That's a crazy conspiracy theory right there. So look, check this. Gabon King, or Gaboni King, says, did you ever hear the one about Sylvester Stallone raping dolphins? I shit you not.
I heard the one about John McAfee raping dolphins.
Bruv, if I ever heard about someone raping dolphins, man, I'll be pissed.
John McAfee,
Fuck that shit, man. Yeah. Dolphin, that's my favourite animal.
Since
get the fuck out of here. Raped by a dolphin.
No, since you was a little kid, you've liked dolphins.
Yes.
They've always been your token spirit animal, have they?
Nah, man. Yeah, I always rated dolphins. So when I heard that, I was like, yo, you better not have gone for the hole that I think you'd have gone for either. Look, so that's meant to be... Nah, come on, man. Nah, I'm not even...
Chris Brown with a bit of weight.
Yeah. Someone said Pizzagate, but you will need a strong stomach. Whatever that means. Controverse... Hip-hop? Right, it's controverse hip-hop. I thought he was going to say controversial. But controverse hip-hop says the tap water one and the calcifying of the pineal gland. Ha, ha, ha. Interesting. And I was like, what, the fluoride thing? And he's like, yeah, that's the kiddie. That's a proper wacko that I reckon they are a lot I'm open to, but that's a bit far, especially to go as far as saying that they use it for control, etc.
Oh, it's a bit far to say that they put something in the water to control people. That's just a little bit too far.
Yeah. I wonder if it's how you put it, innit? How do you put it? Do you say that they put it in the water to control you, or do you say that the fact that it's in your water, it can cause parts of your body to calcify, which can then cause problems in terms of you know, having a sort of cognitive sense of things, you know, being able to really break down what you're going through at the time. And maybe that changes things, you know. But
what about
people won't understand it in that way, I guess. So they just think like, yeah.
What's it like battling with all those lawsuits and like you got another one? You got a lot, bro. You got sued by a frog today. You got sued by a frog.
Do you even know this? No. It's all over the internet.
You got sued by a frog.
It's all over the internet right now. You've been sued by a fucking frog, dude. A conspiracy frog and Pepe. You know this motherfucker?
Oh, that happened like a year and a half ago.
Read the best part about Alex Jones' 159-page deposition about Pepe the Frog. And this is you being sued by a frog.
No, I know. It's totally insane. Here's what happened. Hillary came out and said that Pepe was a Nazi. She's the one that said he's a Nazi. And so the guy...
The frog?
Yeah. So the guy that
definitely looks like
created it...
Yeah, he could be.
He could be a Nazi.
I mean, the guy that supposedly created it, some art we sell. Yes, I've spent 10 times what they wanted to settle for. Position God.
Who is it?
Emasculates men.
I was just looking for the clip where he says turning
artificially... It emasculates men. It artificially... And I'm not against gay people. The point is
we're talking about.
No, this is not the atrazine gay frogs. By the way, you pull up major universities, folks. And I'm not against gay people. The point is that atrazine artificially it emasculates men. It over-feminizes women and causes cancer.
And where is that found? Where is the whatever you're saying?
Atrazine is basically in all of our tap water. It's in everything. We're just inundated in it.
So you believe?
So it's not fluoride that's turning the frogs gay. It's atrazine, whatever that is. Don't drink tap water.
Yeah, it's a shame, you know, when people
Just don't drink tap water.
I think you have to sit down with them really and kind of explain it in a way that is more understandable, because a lot of the time, yeah, if it comes at you like, oh, if you drink this water, I'll be able to control your mind. They'll be able to control your mind, sort of thing. People will be like, what are you talking about? But if you kind of explain it in a way that's like, look, this is how your body reacts to certain things. And it's not even, like you said, it's not even just the fluoride. There's other chemicals like that, atrazine or whatever it's called. Then you've got steroids that people take, you know, whatever people might have shitted out, let alone pissed out, you could be drinking, man, you know, traces of it. So I guess you got to think about that. Let's hear some more conspiracies, though. Some of the most outrageous conspiracies out there that you've heard, mother lovers. Let us know, man. Check this out. Birds aren't real.
I've heard this one, yeah.
What the fuck is that about, man? Birds aren't real.
All birds are government cameras that they made in the 1980s, and they killed all the birds, and now all birds are just cameras.
Yeah, man, it's like...
spying on you.
So why would they, if that's the case, why are they trying to put up, you know, the Internet of Things and put all these things in your
so they can control all the birds, and they charge up again on electricity wires. That's why they all sit on electricity wires, because that's where they charge up.
Yeah, that is out there.
Yeah.
Birds are not real. Wow, birds are not real. Now I'm going to be looking at birds like, yo, that's real. No, you just see if their blood pours out. It could bleed and it's still not real. Isn't it? It could bleed and it's still not real. What the fuck, man? We don't know. I guess the thing about it, yeah, is that we don't know what level, like how advanced they are with the technology. We don't really know. What kind of messes up our understanding as well is the amount of information they give us on these sort of things, on what the future will be like. You know, when you look at old films, or you could kind of see, and they're trying to predict what the future will be like, you can kind of see like, oh, right, they thought it was going to be like this. They thought it was going to be. But now they've taken it to a level where they can manipulate like any type of image. They can make any type of image.
Yeah, this is how I see it. All bees and wasps are working for God, so they're all spying on you. So if you're doing anything private on your own and there's a wasp there, that's God watching you.
Watching you.
You're going to get judged when you grow.
That's deep.
You think I've just always had this thing. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm a bit religious and I think God's watching me all the time. But I was like, how could God be watching people all the time? Then I thought, maybe he's
cameras.
using wasps and bees and flies as his surveillance cameras, and that's how he just keeps an eye on everyone and everything all the time.
That's deep.
I don't know.
What about even if you got a plant in your room then? Why not?
Yeah.
Plant is Cakes was talking about.
Well, they can listen to you. Plants can listen to you, yeah.
Yeah, plants listen to you.
Yeah, they react to you being negative to them.
And it's the water, isn't it? It's the water in every living thing that's reacting to.
Yeah.
It's the vibration that.
So water is God's way of spying on you. He spies on you through the water.
Yeah. I think
so the chemicals are turning the frogs gay, but God wants you to. The implications there. I don't know if I'm reading it right.
Yeah. So that was basically to do with these birds that they reckon are drones, and apparently, yeah. So the government, they're saying that the government are drones, and also someone mentioned that Finland is not actually there anymore. That's another conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Yo, people are going in with this shit, man.
Mr. Green's got one here. He said he heard that they took the DNA from the Holy Grail of Jesus, and that's how they're going to make the Antichrist. Fair enough.
From the Holy Grail. Jesus, boy. People go in.
That's Mr. Green. He's usually pretty logical about things.
Nah, but I'm asking what's the most outrageous one you've heard. So that is outrageous, for real, I guess. I don't even know. Who knows these days?
I mean, where did Mr. Green hear that? He just overheard it somewhere.
So yeah, Yamar talking about the pineal gland. So the fluoride's meant to dumb you down, mentally, it stops your pineal gland from working. Yeah, they say that it calcifies the pineal gland in that way, and the pineal gland is quite useful in terms of like on a spiritual level. So there are things that, you know, there's a lot of people out there, especially in the chat room. I know there's quite a few of you out there that have that extra sense, you know what I mean, of things. And like whether you're in a room or you're chatting to someone or there's something, you know, there's a vibe where you can catch, and then they mention what it is and you're like, oh, that's why I felt like that, you know. And there are people that are a lot more in tune with that, where they can go further, or there are people that, you know, just, you know, it's hard to really understand how to make sense of it. But I think, like, you know, there's a lot of us that it's almost like you have to kind of break out of that and let people know, like, yeah, things are all right, man. Don't don't get too lost in all of this. But gee, some of these conspiracies are just, they're out there, man. They're out there. Right. So what's his name? Old Zedong says there's one YouTube video that says The Weeknd is actually Justin Bieber in blackface, and that the Me Too movement lady is actually KRS-One. Wow. Oh, sheesh. I know who he's on about now, man. I can remember, yeah, oh, shit.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, people go in, boy.
Yeah, that's just nasty.
Yeah, that's not nice. That's not nice. What's this then? Phil, I guess it might be Schneider, or is it Phil Scheider? Is an interesting one. The guy built loads of underground government bunkers. He claims to have killed a couple aliens he found underground building. One day, I guess. Oh no, one day used for some sort of radiation device that took off his fingers, opened up his chest, and gave him radiation poisoning.
Ouchie.
Not long after he started telling people he was found dead. Dead. Wow. Wowza. Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that one. That's quite deep. This one's a nice one.
Go on.
Most craziest one, or most out there. Is it that the government have our best interests at heart? It's funny because then you'll get, the next one will be, look, check this, that a digital signal caused a biological virus. What a time to be alive. And I was like, what, the TV? Yeah, there's microchips as well in the quacks. You know, who knows, man? All of that stuff is like I said, until you see it, you know what I mean? If maybe they are working on the stuff. Maybe they're just trying to shit us up. Who the fuck knows, man? Do you know what I mean? Bottom line is, just know that you don't have to be worried. If they're trying their best to make you worry, then that means it's complete opposite. You don't need to worry.
Yeah.
That's how the world is, man. Whether you like it or not. Whether you believe it or not, even. You know what I mean? You don't have to believe any of us. You don't have to believe anything you see, but it is your due diligence to at least try your best to understand whether it's reality or not. You know what I mean? Like, something can be true, something can be even a fact, but, you know what I mean? Reality is all that matters at the end of the day. Like we were just talking about. There's something we were talking about with growing as well. But yeah, when he was talking about the sprouts, you know, they come out. The reason why sprouts are so good, if you think about the seed, it manages to turn into a tree. Like this one little tiny seed in the soil manages to turn into some big ass, chunky ass tree. And so that moment that is coming out of the seed is like one of the most potent moments, isn't it? You know what I mean? So when it gets to just a certain height, then bam, and you get loads of them sprouts and all that. And yo, that shit, it's really good for you, man.
Well, one of the theories on it is that when they're younger, they have more of what are called phytotoxins. And so these are chemicals in the plant that are there to kill any insects and all that sort of thing. So the reason the baby ones have more of it is because they're babies, and babies need more protection from all that sort of thing. So when you're this is, you know, the theory behind eating the sprouts is that the process is called hormesis, which is the, you know, the idea that you take a little bit of something and then that should immunize you. That's why I don't really believe this sprout thing.
Oh, is it?
Just because I know where the root of this idea, and that's the same place where Pasteur got his idea from.
What don't you believe about the sprout thing?
That it's like the idea of hormesis, that if you take a little bit of poison, it will make you immune to the poison.
Oh, so that's what sprouts do?
The idea behind sprouts is that the phytotoxins, which are micro-sized toxins within the baby plant used to kill insects, it stimulates your immune system, you know, quote unquote immune system, stimulates it with the toxin, so makes your immune system stronger by introducing a toxin into it, which is the same as turmeric. So people say, oh, turmeric's really good for you, but turmeric's a poison, so it stimulates the immune system. That's what the theory behind turmeric is that, like, oh, people seem to have stronger immune systems who have turmeric, and it's because it's a toxin. So the same with the sprouts. All greens have got, all plants have got phytotoxins in them, but only sprouts have this like increased number, you know, concentrated amount of toxins in them. But the idea that like of hormesis, that a little bit of something is good for you because it introduces the toxin to the body and then makes you. That's the same as what Pasteur based germ theory on, or vaccination. Really, you know, the idea of immunization or whatever. So since I sort of learned that connection, I've been a bit like,
yeah, I don't know about all that. All I know is that after I had sprouts, boy, it'd be like,
yeah, but they might be, they might just be good for you, you know.
Yeah,
but the poison, the toxins in them might not be good for you. So the actual greens themselves might be good for you,
it's
but
funny,
the toxins might not.
Yeah, the place where we used to get them from, they said, the guy actually said, oh, we might stop selling them because apparently you can get sick from them. I was like, what? I was like, bro, they were just putting it out there as propaganda, man. Don't believe all that bullshit. And I think,
up to people,
I think there's often stuff like that happens as well. You heard about that with, I think, is it apricot kernels are like... they're illegal in, I think, in the States.
That's the doctor, what is his name? The one in South America? He prescribes.
Dr. Sabi.
Yeah, does he prescribe apricot kernels or something?
I think he did.
Meant to suck them or something like that?
Yeah.
But it's a similar thing, is that they've got like arsenic or some sort of toxin that's then used to like bleach out cancers and all this sort of thing. That's the theory. You know, the theory is that you introduce a little bit of something. But like I say, that where that comes from, where Pasteur got that from, that idea... It comes from an old book that says, you know, if you get bitten by a rabid dog, you take the saliva from the rabid dog and you drink some of it or whatever. And I just don't trust that book.
Yeah. Well,
Should
see about that. Shout to Blue Figgy. Shout to IBMC's in the building. What's going on? Yeah. Let's carry on with some of these. Yeah, a bit more investigating going on here. So apparently there's a conspiracy theory that penguins aren't real.
I haven't heard that one.
No?
No.
Yeah, because
it's got to be the same as birds, though, surely.
Yeah, but why would they do all these things that aren't real? Why would they make, like... All I can think is mocking. The only thing I can think is they're trying to mock you. If they're going like, yeah, let's show them a tiger, but it's like a mechanical, it's not real. But, you know, make them feel like we're like God. We made this. You know what I mean? But I can't see it. It's just too weird to even think. I think the best they can do is when they make their films and, you know what I mean? And then the other one is that the sky is lower than it used to be.
It's like,
the sky is lower
do you test
than it used to be. Wow.
How do you test that one?
I don't know. Like, do you just look at it and think, rah, yeah, that looks lower than it did a few years ago, you know? And then that's it. That's confirmed. Or like, how do you, how the fuck do you do that? How do you measure that? It must be, this must be what they're smoking. That's what that is, boy.
Sky's the limit. That means that your limits are a lot easier to reach now. So they say the sky's the limit, or they say, you got to go above the clouds or whatever.
Sky's no limit, man.
Then then now it's easier to reach your potential because the sky's a bit lower. So you should all be doing a lot better. People who say, you know.
Yeah, you nearly got me there. You nearly got me with that one, D, man. Yo, the next one, look at this one. Look, the moon is an observatory for aliens. Wow. Michael Jackson is still alive and using the name Dave.
Dave Jackson.
They put Dave, the name Dave. Dave. They put Dave. Like, literally, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Dave. Like, that's his full name.
Yes, man.
I like what IBMC is saying, expanding Earth. I agree with expanding Earth.
So you remember when I was talking about that?
Yeah, we have talked about it.
Yeah, I was saying I think it's flat Earth.
Yeah.
The reason I was saying that, was just because I watched, well, it wasn't just because of that, it was because there were a few things, but there was something I watched about Galapagos Islands, and then they were talking about how their islands, you know, kind of ground comes up and then it spreads, and they're saying, islands are being born.
Like volcanic or something.
Yeah, from the Galapagos Islands. And I was like, wow. So that kind of means that, you know, they're saying they're spreading, like they come up, form, and then spread out. And I was thinking, that's pretty similar to how they say most of the land mass was all one bit of land and it broke apart, and maybe it's continuing to break apart, like it's expanding. So whilst everyone was on the flat Earth, man was on the flat Earth. You get me? Man was rolling, bruv. I was on the streets talking about flat Earth, fam. You know about flat Earth though, like, bruv, it's deep. It's deep. Like if you do your research, you know that flat Earth. That's why do you think it takes longer for man to bop from here to the high street? Like, why do you think? Flat Earth, fam. That's why the pavements are cracking. You get me? Pavements are cracking because the Earth is widening. You know what I mean?
Thick Earth.
It's flat Earth, bruv. Yeah. But, it didn't really get anywhere. But so it's good to hear. IBMC's, I like expanding Earth. See, that's another one, boy. The flat Earth thing is funny how it's really become a thing now. Like, there are a lot more. You're seeing a lot more propaganda. You know, propaganda is not a bad word, by the way. I just mean you're seeing material from that side of the world, or should I say that side of the plane? I don't know.
The realm.
The realm. I like the realm. Yeah, you see, you're just seeing so much. Bam, bam, bam. And like I was saying to C earlier, like, you know, there comes to a point where you realize there's nothing, you can't really prove that the Earth is round, the same way they can't really prove that it's flat. Like, we can't sit here and both agree on, do you know what I mean, if we looked out or whatever. And that's where you're left at. You're like, shit, man. Yo, I can't blame them now for being so, if it's something they believe in, and, you know, there's no, like, definitive proof is what I'm talking about. We can't give each other definitive proof, like, yo, we're both seeing and feeling the same thing happen at the same time we can agree on. It's like, okay, shit, you're kind of left there. And so, as much as there's a lot of comments that are like, oh, the flat Earth shit is this, flat Earth shit is that. It's like, at the same time, unless you can prove it definitively, you know, it's the same thing goes to you, you know? Like, you're kind of mirroring. And so the worst thing is for people to end up in that play of divide and conquer, which often happens. Yeah. When names start being called, that's when it turns into a thing of you almost like stomping someone's freedom in a way. Like, bruv, right, a man can't think what? A man can't think like the way man wants to think because you don't like the way man's thinking. Like, it's common, man. You're getting too emotionally attached to, you know what I mean, someone's idea of how the world works. And you shouldn't really do that, man. You know, people should be able to think and feel how they like, as long as they're doing no harm. Do you know what I mean? Stick to that universal law of doing no harm. People know when they're doing something wrong. Even babies know when they're doing something wrong. You know, so there is a universal law that if people stuck to, if people were honest, that we wouldn't be, you know, we could communicate, we could argue, we could get into, even people get into a fight, but it's just like amicable. There's respect there, and there's rules that are in play, like, you know, make sure you can still go home to your family type thing or whatever. But yeah, until that happens, man, I think people are gonna still be lost in this thing, and it's just when the name calling starts happening, or people are getting provoked into, and now this can escalate into something more than it needs to be, and it's usually just over this whole identity thing, this whole attachment to some bullshit.
Yeah.
Google Earth is good proof, IBMC says. What about fat Earth, yeah?
Yeah, about thick Earth.
Google Earth is proof, wow. Yeah, the dinosaurs.
Because you can see all the cracks in the sea. You can look at all the ocean floors on Google Earth, and you can see all the cracks. In the middle of the Atlantic, there's what they call the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, which is just what they claim is two continents drifting underneath each other, or one passing over the other. So the American continent and the European continent drifting together. But what if that's also somewhere where things are just coming out of, and the Earth's expanding from that point, sort of thing.
Yeah.
That crack is actually just where it's like moving open, and the continents all fitting together. The idea that there was the what they call Pangea, is it? Where it's like one piece of Earth.
Yeah, Pangea.
And it's like, what, in the middle of just a big ocean, just one piece of land going like that. And then that just breaks apart. And it makes more sense that it was all compressed into one ball, and that's been slowly spreading out and splitting and creating the continental drift. That makes more sense to me than the idea that it was the Earth the same size it's always been, and one piece of land just used to just float around, and then it's all broke up. Well, why doesn't Australia break up? Why don't other bits of land that are floating around the Earth just break up? We don't see anything like that. We don't see them break up. We see what you said earlier, the Galapagos. We see land rising out of the sea. You see volcanic activity bursting up out of the ocean, and then suddenly there's an island there.
Imagine if all animals were fake, every single animal was fake. What the fuck would we do? How do we deal with that? What kind of life would we be living after
fake
that?
Animals.
Yeah, because I'm just thinking about that whole, they imagine they take it to that level where we don't even realize this shit is fake because it feels and looks real. It bleeds and everything. You know what I mean? Ooh.
So we've got
madness.
Mr. Green, no land is created by volcanoes. Okay.
No land is created by volcano. Okay.
That's because, Dan, things move at different speed. Okay. Like time lapse. Oh, so the world's like a time lapse.
Yeah, it's tricky, man. It's tricky. I've seen that thing about lifting large blocks, actually. The gravity and all that.
Gravity was less in a compressed Earth, more.
Yeah. That's another thing about how we even got here. I'm surprised that no one's really touched on that in any of the comments, to be honest, because that's the one that has been going on for years, for centuries, for thousands of years. There have been different reasons for how we got here, and you know what I mean. But people were stuck on all of this stuff.
Oh, sorry, he's saying no, land is created by volcanoes. Okay, yeah, that's what we were saying.
Yeah. Okay. See, no, Mr. Green's on it, man. He's always on it. Definitely.
And IBMC saying how planets form, they start small. Yeah, if you look at like Saturn and Jupiter, they're just gas giants. Inside the middle, there's a planet that's about the size of Earth.
Oh, is
and
it?
then outside is just gas for thousands of miles, if you believe in planets. But so inside there's like an Earth-sized planet, and then there's just a layer of gas all the way around.
Like the atmosphere's around it.
Yeah. It's just and that's why it's called gas giants.
Kind of spinning with it?
Apparently, yeah.
So we're spinning. We're spinning right now, isn't it?
How fast? 1,000 miles an hour round, like that.
Yeah.
And then.
And
something
then we're
stupid
also moving,
like
we're orbiting
with
as
the
well.
sun.
Yeah,
we're spinning around like that,
mad.
and then we're spinning around like that, around the sun, and then all of that's moving at the same, really fast through space.
Yeah, but we're not feeling it.
But the stars don't change.
Yeah, it's weird, man. It's weird, boy. The whole, it's proper like, it's so easy to just be like, oh, fuck off, man. Shut up, man. What are you talking, because it is that outrageous. But I can't remember who said it, but they've got a quote where they talk about, they say, if you're going to, the best lie is like, you have to make it the most outrageous thing. You just make it so big. The best lies are something you make so big that people can never believe that it's not true. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Elon Musk, didn't he say it?
was that it?
He said it's got to be real because it looks so fake, didn't he? About the about going to when he sent the car up to space. Or something. Didn't he say that? He said it's got to be real. It looks so fake.
Yeah, he did say that. It was someone a lot older. It was like an older, back in the day, sort of early 1900s, I reckon.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were talking about if you're going to lie to the public, the one that will work is the one that's really big and outrageous. What else have we got here? So on the FB, so people a lot about maybe with the quacks is safe and effective. Yes, of course. Birds aren't real again. Wow, chemtrails are nanobots. Outrageous. Yeah, that is quite outrageous. I guess. I'm just like, I don't know. All this nanobot stuff, I still don't get it. I don't understand. Like, would you not feel like you must feel, even when you see these little tiny, sometimes you see little mad tiny little insects. You're like, right, that insect's really small, man. What the hell?
Tiny black ones. Yeah, little tiny.
You still feel them.
Tiny little things. Yeah.
You still feel that shit. So when you feel, I don't know, these nanobots, they're obviously smaller than them, I guess. Huh?
Yeah. Nano.
Fuck, man.
They're nano.
Nanos, yeah.
They're nano.
And then what are they going to do? Link up, like, yo, bruv, we're here now.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, like, remember, we programmed to link, man, in the artery, like, in the, make sure we link up by the pulmonary artery, yeah? Like we told you, like, yeah, it's going to be August.
Text message to each other because they're going to use text because it's older than the internet, so they'll be using that network. I'm here. Where are you?
True, they're Wi-Fi. They're all on Wi-Fi. You man linked up to the Wi-Fi. Like, I can't see you lot. I can't see you lot.
Kidney, where are you?
What? And then they form up wherever it is, and then what?
Yeah.
Then they like, yo, let's attack the heart, or let's attack.
Like 10 of them, but they're still nano. You can't see them.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. We'll see, innit? I mean, hopefully people will let us know, you know what I mean? Anyone who quacks up, like, just let us know, because that would be at least the thing we'd least
Send us
appreciate.
a sample of the hair on the palms of your hands.
Okay. Wow, see, someone said that the Earth is round. That's the biggest conspiracy theory they've heard.
Wow.
Yeah, it's interchangeable, man. Someone said Rona death figures. Someone said Trump has a brain. Wow. That God exists. Next year, Spurs will win the league. Oi, oi. Wow, man. Yeah, people go all out, Everton will win the Premier. Okay, so Diana is still alive and Elvis is still alive. Dead people still being alive.
Yeah, it's a funny one.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, even with that whole, I was talking about earlier with the underground bunker thing. Like, would you really want to live in, or whatever it is, underground city? Would you, depending on, we don't know how it looks, but really, would you want to live underground city when you got all of this out here? You know what I mean? Like,
I can believe it. I can believe that they wouldn't care about all of this out here. That they would be, that certain people would be happy to live away from it all in a sterilized, chamber of sterility where they take their take their gloves off in the chamber, they hang their gloves up, then they take off the big coat, they hang that in the decompression chamber, then they go through a thing that sucks all the germs off their body, and then they, but I don't know, how long would you last living like that? Probably not very
Exactly,
long.
that's what I'm
You
saying.
end up totally devoid of any bacteria that even helps your body. So that's
Yeah,
why
man.
that's why we're going to win.
You ain't getting no sunlight. Jeez. You trying to play God, man.
Bus.
These people, shout out to Bus Laden in the building.
Elon Musk's son is 100% a robo boy, self-replicating nanotech. You can't. You just basically. You've just.
Boy.
You just defined his gender for him. Then I don't think that's fair.
Is Robo Boy like?
You
That's
don't know
a
if he's a
gender?
boy.
Oh, what is? Ooh, these people, man. Do you think that they're just there to keep us looking that way, like, and thinking that it's them? There are people behind them, really.
Elon Musk, yeah, he's just a spokesman, isn't he? For technology.
Billy.
He just unleashes technology. That's all he does. He's there to just release technology.
He's the one you blame.
Yeah.
He's the one you call. That we live in an advanced civilization. That is a conspiracy theory, actually, that we live in an advanced civilization. How advanced are we when we don't even know how our bodies really work? We don't really know how our bodies work.
No.
So how efficient are we?
Don't know how the mind works.
No, we don't.
The problem is the fundamental problem is that all of these things are being examined with the organ that is examining them. So even when you're looking at the brain, you're looking at it with a brain.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
if there's a bias implicit in that organ, in that organism, it's never going to be able to see beyond that bias. So the brain might have had a predetermined program of like, do not ever uncover this one thing about me, because that means that you fall apart. And so the brain has got it built into it not to uncover the fundamental aspect of the brain that we're meant to learn. We can't ever learn it. So yeah. Same with all these things. A lot of these, all these conspiracies are all like invented by people, but
yeah, it's invented by man.
But we're having to try and work out these things. Same with the flat Earth and all these things. Is that maybe we're not. Maybe our brain isn't able to.
Flat Earth.
Maybe our brain isn't able to perceive a three-dimensional object floating in a free space because we've never perceived it. Why we can only observe a small range of color. We can only observe a small frequency of sound. Dogs and whales, they all hear in different frequencies to us. So we're tuned to like a certain frequency. So why would we then have the capabilities to be able to observe what it's like to be in something that's in curved space on a curved object floating in gravity? Do you know what I mean? Why would we be able to see it in any other way? We're not evolved to see that. We've evolved for hunting down animals and looking for women.
Yeah, man, get these berries and these nuts. Yeah. Wow, that's a good point, man. Like, are we even capable of perceiving it in our makeup, in the way that we're built? Wow. Easy, D. Easy, D. Yeah, well, I'm going to get the hand claps in. We got to get the hand claps in, because, boy. Yeah, so let's get through a couple more of these, man. Oh, this one's a bit deep. Ezra December says that God is invisible and loves me, so he killed his son and wants me to eat bread and drink wine and pretend his flesh and blood. I'll pretend it's flesh and blood. And if I don't do what he says, he will send me to hell for eternity.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
Sounds legit.
Yeah, I was trying to read a bit more because it looks like he dropped even a few more. He said, you may be downplaying that one a bit. I guess he's talking to someone. But most conspiracy theories are paranoid brain farts that people take seriously. Religion is far more dangerous. Yeah, I mean, but it's when you think about the term conspiracy theory, what it means. That is something that a few people get together and, apply their skills to create and do, and that's the conspiracy there. And the theory is just, you know, the idea of it being a thing, it manifesting. So, you know what I mean? So basically what I'm saying is all those books, yeah, they're all conspiracy theories as well. You know what I mean? People, because we don't know until we can finalize, like, is this factual? Is this actual? Is this reality? Is this true? Is it self-evident? Until then, it's always, that's why you got, do you know what I mean? For me, I remember going from a Roman Catholic school to a school where there were Muslims, there were Christians, there were Jews, there were Hindus, there were Sikhs, it was just all a mixture. And I was like, oh, wait, so which one of them's right then? Like, how, you know, who's, when it comes to religion, this is what I'm talking about. And I was like, it really made me think, like, yo, yeah, and you know what I mean? If it was the case that any of these things were proven definitively, then everyone would just become that religion. They wouldn't be like, no, I'll stick with this because you lot are wrong. I think you lot are wrong. Yeah, I used to be a so-and-so, but now I'm a, you know, all that sort of stuff. You can tell it's all part of that Hegelian dialectic, man. It's all part of that idea of making sure mother lovers are divided. Either way we can do it, whatever way we want to do it, we'll do it. All right, Stan Laurel was Clint Eastwood.
I've heard that.
His dad.
Yeah.
Is that for real? People
I've heard
think
it.
that?
I don't know if it's
Laurel
real,
was
but I've
Clint
heard
Eastwood's
it.
dad.
Yeah.
You know what? I would not put it past them. I ain't gonna lie.
They look the
I
same.
would not put it past them now.
Yeah.
All the shit I've been hearing with all these, how related these people are, I would not put it past them, man.
Yeah.
You know, there's a story about, well, not a story, but the thing that used to happen, you know, in the olden days, in the ancient days with the royalty, you know, with the monarchs, is they'd put on a play for their subjects, you know, and everyone could come and watch them put on this play and whatnot, and they'd all play characters in this, you know. There's still, like, even going back to, didn't we watch something, you go back to like the 80s or something like that, they'd have those sort of bonanza things where they perform.
It's a knockout. Yeah,
it's a knockout
royal,
type
it's
thing.
a knockout,
yeah, royal,
yeah.
yeah, that sort of thing. But, you know, back then it was like pantomime sort of thing, you know,
yeah.
masks, and yeah, they're all playing. But what they'd also do is they would obviously tell stories about their family, but they'd also make up stories, you know, and because they know that the subjects, like the people of the town, are going to now run across the country and tell everyone, oh, yeah, the king slayed a dragon when he was prince, and, you know, the maiden, she was a, you know, all this sort of stuff. And yeah, that was a trend. That was, you know, what should I call it? That was a culture. That was something that they do. And then when you start hearing now, we're in a world where, you know, a lot of these people are all related to like all these people that are performing for us and telling us these stories on camera. The theatre, you know, the courtyard's changed now, innit? Now it's theatre and TV and, you know, all these different movies, and you wonder, like, wow, are they still doing that to us? Like, just in their own way.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's another conspiracy theory out there. That's a crazy one, isn't it? No? All right, maybe not. All right. Don't know how out there this is, but one of my favorites is that Stevie Wonder isn't actually blind. Oh, yeah. I've heard that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a mad one, isn't it?
I've seen him when he knocks the mic stand over and Stevie Wonder grabs it. Have you not seen that video?
Nah, you serious?
It's like Paul McCartney walking past him on a stage and he knocks a microphone stand over and it's falling over in front of Stevie Wonder and he just reaches out and grabs it and puts it back.
What?
Yeah, how the fuck did he know it was falling?
Wow. And can't he fly a plane as well? I heard he flew planes. Wow. Shout out to Chris Lahat. He says, the more you look into the pyramids, the more you realize how amazing they were. We only really see the remnants of the full majesty. Yeah, very true, man. Like, that's the sort of things where you kind of, you're like, yeah, I'll go and see it, but, you know, you're not really seeing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty hard then. That's the thing that was kind of messed up for us, man, is we really don't get to enjoy the world for what it truly is, isn't it? They've definitely, either way, even if you feel like you've got freedom, you're only free to do the things they allow you to do. So, you know, you can take that for what it is, man, but it's a shame. Hopefully we can get there, though. We'll fight together, mother lovers. You know what I mean? Shout out to IBMCs. What are you going to look for?
Keep going. There's something on the note of what you just said then. I'll find it. Hold on.
Yeah, man. What else is there? Finland, Australia, etc. All not being real. Oh.
I don't understand that one.
Yeah, man. The Australia one, I have to laugh at, man, because I've been there like a bunch of times now. And for people to say like it's not real, then where did I go? What was, you know what I mean? And I've toured Australia as well. It's amazing, man. You know, these things make you realize how different we all are. Like how it's never going to stop. You know, I used to I walk the street and I'll just look at people. I look at their faces and I'll be like, right, there's all these different people. Everyone looks different. Like everything, you know, like, there's, you know, there might be similarities with people, and you look at the small, like, little radius you're in compared to the rest of the world, you're like, fucking hell, how many of us are really out there? Like, what? You know, but what's that?
It was this. Harold is ungovernable. Let me get it up on the screen. It's a form a little kid had filled out in his school. So he'd been naughty. Hold on.
A form a little kid had...
It's a refocus form. So he'd been naughty in school. And you can see what he engaged in: unacceptable behaviour, making copies of Dogman comics in office. My behaviour caused teachers to freak out. How will my behaviour change in the future? Be more quieter when making copies of Dogman comics in office.
Wow.
I am ready to join the classroom. No. Why? Too busy making Dogman comics.
Jeez. Wow.
And then signed at the bottom by him. And then he's also drawn Dogman at the bottom for anybody who didn't know what Dogman was. And they've crossed it out at the teacher. No drawing. Yeah. How many times do we have to talk about this?
Yeah.
So this tweet said, Harold is ungovernable. Be like Harold.
Be like Harold. Wow.
In any way you can. Be like Harold.
Yeah, I like that, man. I like that. And that's the thing. Like I've started to realize, you know, for as long as you believe in the government, they're always going to stay there. And until people kind of realize what the matrix that we're really in, that's never, ever going to change. And there's a whole bunch of people out there that are never going to, they'll just be like, what are you talking about? They've been, it's weird, man. It's like there's just a certain part of the brain that has been cut off to anything that has, in their mind, like a mystical or, you know, all that, you know, it's like they can't even think about it. I guess they can't relax. You know, people can't get into that Zen state of mind where they understand like, oh, wow, this is real calmness. This is actually, I feel better now, you know. There's a lot of people, they don't breathe. People don't breathe properly, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, be like Harold, for real, boy. In terms of understanding why we don't need people governing us is because it's your due diligence, man, to question everything and to understand everything fully before you even make a decision on whether it makes sense or not to, take part in it. And because we don't really do that, we're lost in all of this madness, and it's almost like we just keep digging and digging deeper and deeper into another matrix. You'll end up in this place. Now I've got this debt and I've got to pay this. Well, I've got to pay this and pay this off, so I better get another job so I can do this. And then, all this stuff you start stacking up, thinking that this is a real world, when no, you're just building up this matrix around you, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, boy. But bit by bit, we'll wake up, man. We'll help people as opposed to belittle them. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it's worth playing into their what's it called? You know what I'm talking about, man. You know what I'm talking.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah, people have to be kind to each other if they don't understand anything, rather than just treating everyone like idiots because they don't understand.
Useless idiots.
Yeah, useless eaters, sheeple,
Useless
all these things that
eaters.
you call each other, sheeple and normies and all this stuff. It's like, well, you was like that at some point. I hope.
Yeah. People don't get it.
But
They don't get it. That even you don't like someone calling you a certain thing, then you shouldn't be calling them a certain thing because now you're mirroring the thing that you didn't like. Instead, you got to now, you know what I mean, turn that. And that's actually the hard part is for people. Someone make you angry and you turn that anger into love. You turn it into charity. You turn it into something that like actually might help that person because mentally there's obviously something going on for them to feel this way. And once they can kind of get to that, you know what I mean? They can, you might be able to help them, but yeah, they can get to that point where they understand why they think like that and why actually it doesn't go along with, you know, the universal law. It's actually, I am doing someone harm by doing this then, you know what I mean? But until that point comes, it's always just this game of frigging tennis of like, oh, you're angry, I'm going to do this. Now I'm angry, I'm going to do this, you know, and it just carries on and on. People don't realize that, yo, the real enemies over there making billions, bruv. Like they're caking off of all of this. And you lot arguing about frigging football and who scored the penalty. It's like, bruv, you lot, you don't even know. You don't know, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, we better wrap it up because we got to do some other bits and bobs now. You know what I mean? But I want to shout out the crew that was locked in. Mr. Green, of course, IBMCs. He says, what's he say there? Great show. Oh, can you move that?
Yeah, hold on.
Oh.
Yeah.
What does it say? Oh, Mr. Green says it's how big is your world? Some people want to tell you about the world and haven't left their borough. It's true, man. Very true, boy. There's a lot of people. Ah, man, that's a whole nother show to talk about the amount of people that I grew up with that I feel like they haven't gone out as far as they could have, man. And really, once you travel, man, you really start to understand what the world is about and where we are because you just see different cultures and how they do things. And, you know, shout to Chris Lahat. Oh, he said, great show, IBMCs. Oh, yeah. Shout to IBMCs. They've got a great show for real, man. Interesting chat. Yamar, shout to Yamar. Shout to DJ Lock, Chris Lahat, Versatile. Oh, man, shout to DJ Versatile. He's just catching. You know what? I find every time we're about to lock off, someone jumps in. And they go, yo, and then you feel a bit bad. You're like, ah, shit, we're about to end. But you know what you can do is rewind it. A lot of you lot mother lovers out there, we appreciate all of you, man. Always seeing your names pop up, man. Every Wednesday we're right here. We do our best to try and do it 9 to 11, of course. But, you know, we might spill over. Just, I mean, because we're having fun.
It's only sleep.
Yeah, exactly, man.
It's only life force you're missing.
Hey,
We'll just fall asleep here afterwards. That's what we normally do.
We normally in the week though, man. We got to help.
Yeah, that's true. We got. It's sacrifice.
Humpty Hump. Hey, Humpty Hump.
Yeah.
We do the hump. Rest in peace, the Humpty Hump, innit? Yeah, Mr. Green says, trust your instincts. They are there for a reason. And I double down on that for real. Trust your gut feeling. It's there for a reason. The reason you don't think it's anything is because they've made you feel that way. There's so many things out there. We'll get into that with other shows, but there's so many different things out there that you start to realize, oh, they really make sure that you don't think that's anything of, it doesn't mean anything. They really want to make sure. They'll do their best. An example, before we go, I'll drop a little, is the horoscope. Right, you know, I used to read the horoscope. You get in a train, going to work or whatever, going somewhere.
Justin Toper.
Yeah, just read, horoscope. Let me see what it says. Oh shit, that links to, that seems like it's on about that thing. And the rest of it is just bullshit, though. And you read it the next day. Same shit, like, you know, it's rare that the whole thing actually is as accurate as you want it to be, but you know, recently I've been reading books about all that stuff and learning. I know people that are heavily studying it as well. And so we talk about bits and bobs. And so, you know, you got the zodiac, you got all these constellations in the sky. So, you know, it's a big dial. It's like a big clock in the sky. If you imagine with 12 different signs, like you've got 12 numbers on the clock. And each one represents, the zodiac is Zo for zoo, you know, so there's animals up there. There's only one man, and then you've got like, you know, twins or whatever. And then you've got a woman, but there's, and then the rest are animals. And so you've also got, there's a thing where each star sign links to a part of your body, you know? So you, in a way, if people can imagine that, maybe you could Google it, but it's like you look for Zodiac Man. I think it's Adam Canmon. I think Mr. Green might know about that. But yeah, that's it, bedtime stories. See it there? Yeah, that's what we should call this moment, bedtime stories. And so you got this man up in the sky, and if you can imagine, he's kind of like curling round so that his head is touching the, you know, the bottom of his feet. Yeah, and then each part corresponds to one of the signs up there. And so the beginning is Aries. So your Aries is spring, yeah? That was the beginning of the year back in the day, but then they, you know, added whatever.
Yeah.
And so that would be the top of the head, like
Harry's.
Aries. Or a cerebrum, the cerebrum. And then next would be Taurus, which is cerebellum. And then it carries on, yeah? You know, like to say Gemini goes to around the chest area, so you got lungs, you got 2 lungs, or you got 2 arms.
Right, yeah.
It carries on. But then when it gets to Scorpio, you know, like Leo is the heart, that's why you get lion heart, you know, so it carries on like that. Why you get to Scorpio is actually in the reproductive region. That's where that is. So it's all the productive organs and all that. And so this month, there's been a whole bunch of birthdays. Right, you know, a lot of people that have had birthdays, a lot of Cancerians have been celebrating, yeah?
You've seen,
bunch,
I saw you say
you've
seen a lot of people with
and I was just thinking like, right, that's mad, because I was sitting with my cousin, we was talking about it. Shout out to Cousin Joe, he might be locked in on the slide. And he was like, right, he goes, I said to him, my friend's got 2 birthdays, just, you know, one after the other. And then he's like, right, I got 5. It's like his mum's birthday, so auntie's birthday, and then a bunch of other people. I was like, right, that's mad, Cancer. Because there was a few other people you were hearing about, so-and-so's birthday, so-and-so's birthday, and it's never really like that. There's no other month where it goes off like that. And so I just thought about it. I was like, wow, let me just see if this, you know, because like I'm saying, you're always learning. You never know when things are definitive or final until, you know, that you see that or feel that. And so I was like, all right, let me count back the months. All right, so 6 months. And then, bam, it falls on Scorpio. So that means there's a whole bunch of people out there getting busy during the month. They're supposed to get busy with the Scorpio sting and the thing, and wickedly. All right, mother lovers, sleep well tonight. Thanks for locking in, man. We appreciate all of you lot. Myself, Mice Diggy, my brother Dan DNA. This is some shit you might not never know nothing about, and we're out.
We're gonna play Big Cakes, yeah?
Let's go out with Big Cakes for all you bitches and bitchettes. We don't discriminate. Hey.
Big Cakes, Oregon.
Shout out to your mom.
2020, get me. Morpheus, more for us. All of that. Don't know. Yo, listen.
Remember, it was your mom's birthday.
If we're ever gonna win, we gotta pattern up. My plug is up in the hills sending packs and stuff. He ain't working with the nitties and the cats and stuff. Yeah, he's all about the stacks, yeah, that's what's up. If we're ever gonna win, we gotta pattern up. The plug is up in the hills sending packs and stuff. And he's never met the nitties and the cats and stuff. He's all about his stacks, yeah, that's what's up. Bust open my Maggie, took a drag on my spliff. The mysteries of life is like some fathomless ish. The ones we can't see are trying to mash up the bits. Take it to the next stage and tag us with chips. Look at the plants, have you seen the way they grow? Look at the ants, have you seen the way they roll? Look at them buff things, see the way they pose. Look at the melanin, see the way it glows. The touch is Midas, bro, but don't ignite us, yo. Cause we might just blow and vaporize the road. Head is filled with hate, so the eyes is low. But still love is light, and the righteous know. They don't like us, no, but it ain't like before. Nowadays it's less bait, they polite, but yo, they try and set us up so we all could fail. But Lord knows it's our time now, we must prevail. If we're ever gonna win, we gotta pattern up. My plug is up in the hills sending packs and stuff. He ain't working with the nitties and the cats and stuff. Yeah, he's all about the stacks, yeah, that's what's up. If we're ever gonna win, we gotta pattern up. The plug is up in the hills sending packs and stuff. And he's never met the nitties and the cats and stuff. He's all about his stacks, yeah, that's what's up. Sparked up my zoo, took a sip of my dragon. The mysteries of life is too deep to imagine, too deep to fathom, I can't comprehend it. Kill the messenger so we don't get the message. Look at the spider, have you seen the web it weaves? Look at the weeds with their roots as deep as trees. Look at the flowers attracting all the bees with nectar, but take the pollen when they leave. It's always give and take, and there's no mistakes. All I have is now, but got a date with fate. They underrate the greats and overrate the fakes. Disrespect the most high just to make the cake. They don't like me, no, but it ain't like before. Nowadays it's less bait, they polite, but yo, they try and set us up so we all could fail. But Lord knows it's our time, man, we must prevail. If we're ever gonna win, we gotta pattern up. My plug is up in the hills sending packs and stuff. He ain't working with the nitties and the cats and stuff. Yeah, he's all about the stacks, yeah, that's what's up. If we're ever gonna win, we gotta pattern up. The plug is up in the hills sending packs and stuff. And he's never met the nitties and the cats and stuff. He's all about his stacks, yeah, that's what's up. If we're ever gonna win, we gotta pattern up. My plug is up in the hills sending packs and stuff. He ain't working with the nitties and the cats and stuff.